What up? What up, peeps? Yo, Lane, what's going on, man? Hopefully you're feeling better. All right, guys, we're live. I was supposed to do this Sunday, but you know, things do happen. So, but we're here. You know, not a whole lot of things going on, and I'm messaging PJ right now. Yo, Emmanuel, what's going on, man? Samuel, Gauntlet Throne, with the heat. What's up, Gerard? Jazzy, what's up? Hey man, I know it's I don't normally I think I'm coming in hot right now. All right. I don't normally like stream anymore, but when I do, something's up. Something is up. Yo, hey Mario, let me know if you want to join in because I'm by myself. I'm chatting with PJ. I was just excited about the summer event and stuff. So man, I wanna talk about that. But I guess we're gonna talk about something different then. Damn. Yeah, it's a spicy topic tonight. Dude, even Pennywise is excited. Look at him. He's laughing. Pennywise is excited right next to me. Emmanuel. Dude, the last time I did this, I think that was my most viewed. No, maybe not. Live stream, because live stream doesn't normally, you know, go well for me, but it went pretty well. That is when Sideshow decided to like take down Toys Wonderland for a little bit, for like 3 days or so, and that was interesting. Well, that didn't work. That didn't work. Lane, did you change up your room? Yeah, a little bit, Lane. Mostly my camera. I changed up my camera. What's up, Lucky? Oh, Mario's at Disneyland. Yeah, Mario. Hey, I'll send you the link whenever. Why are you doing it in Disney? PJ, coming over, man. I mean, I don't know if you're sleeping, but part two of Toys Wonderland Wildness. Fat Thigh, good to see. Hey, man, that's the reason I came back, because Fat Thigh actually messaged me in a different manner. Like it was on the Instagram, but with a different name. And he was just like, hey, man, we haven't seen you in a while. So I was like, hey, what? I haven't done this in a while. Sometimes I do miss it. I pop into some streams here and there, but doing it yourself is kind of like more, you know, I don't know, especially like I just engage you guys here and all that stuff. So, all right, let me see here. Can you move that Pennywise? I don't want to be looking at that, dude. Venom was used to be here, and then Will wanted Pennywise, so we didn't really what. Um, YGB, this is probably not going to affect Toys Wonderland by much, if at all. All they need to do is totally remove Hot Toys picks, and they should be fine. I don't even think they need to do that, honestly. I don't think they need to. Toys Wonderland Massacre, Hot Toy Strikes Back, the new movie coming out. Man, we're used to just Sideshow poking jabs at Toys Wonderland. Now Hot Toys themselves is doing it. I'll let you know what I feel about this. DK, what's going on, DK? Oh, Pulp Viking. Hey man, I got no dog in this fight. I got no dog in this fight. I just want Hot Toys. That's it. That's it. But all right, should we just jump into it, or all right? Let me because it's kind of early, man. It's like 4:08, but there's 37 people watching. That's how much they wanted to talk about this thing. Boy, it was spicy. He says Howard woke up and chose violence today. Man, they did that. They did. Hold on, let me get this to Mario. Mario, what are you doing at Disneyland at this time, man? All right, sent the link down to you, Mario. Brian says Pennywise is cool. I'm not floating. Lionel, I don't think Toys Wonder is going to shut down, but I'm here for the drama. Hey, hey man, here for the drama as well. Here for the ride. Lane, hey, that you're online tonight. I raised an idea. If they showcase part 3, if they did a Nurse Joker figure, would you pick that up? Man, that's probably going to have a lot of joints, so I probably would not. Nate, Begun the Hot Toys war. Nate, are you at work? Because I can use some company, man. Let me know. You're probably at work though. Nikulio, have missed you. Howard needs to chill and beat the meat. Hey, that releases stress. Just saying. You beat the meat, you can sleep well, you're not too tense, your shoulders back and all that stuff. So Mario's here.
Hey, what's up, Optical? What's going on, man?
Oh,
what's good, bro? Haven't seen you in a while, man.
It's been a while. Hold on, let me do my speakers. I don't know why it's coming out of that. Hold on.
Are you getting feedback?
Yeah, it's me though. All right.
Okay, all right.
We're good.
Okay, cool. So, what the hell happened? I mean, I just saw.
Dude, now I don't hear you. I don't know if they hear me, but hold on. It's me. Hold on, my guy. All right, I got you. Guys, let me know if there's any feedback. It's coming out of the speakers. But, yo, what are you doing out there? What time is it there now?
Hey, we good?
Yeah, we're good, man.
Bro, it's only 8:30 at night, man. It's still early, bro. Come on.
That is true. Okay. I keep on forgetting your... Dude.
Out here on the West Coast, bro.
I know. I keep on forgetting that.
Yeah, I'm out here with actually Dan and Dre from Cisco Reviews came down, so we're just hanging out with them. They're off doing something on the ride that I can't fit my big ass on, so I'm just over here waiting for them, like the uncle or something, bro. Waiting for the kids to get out the rides. But but yeah, man. So just Hot Toys is just calling out T-Dub Toys Wonderland now, and
chose
about
violence,
them undercutting.
Chose violence.
So Howard just woke up like a savage this morning,
Howard's like, I want to put an end to this madness. God damn it.
Dude, it's getting out of control, man. I mean, I was watching Layla and Anthony earlier, and they had mentioned that how Toys Wonderland is actually undercutting the market, and they really are, man, because trying to sell something these days is incredibly difficult. I mean, the value for everything isn't there anymore, just because it just seems like Toys Wonderland in general is actually undercutting everybody and everything. So it's bad enough they pissed off InArt, with the Queen Studios, and now, they just don't care, man.
Dude,
this is crazy. What's going on? Why myself? What's going on? Oh, hold on. So anyways, what's going on, chat? Yeah, Optical took himself out, bro. I know, right? I'm just here by myself. This is my show, right? I'm taking over this bitch. Yeah, what the hell? I mean, I don't think in the end this is actually gonna mean anything, to be honest. It's just like, hey, Toys Wonderland did a thing. They're gonna, if anything, it's just gonna draw more attention to them, and most likely they'll probably be making more money off of it. Where all the mommies at, bro? They're around, man. It's a hot day out in August, bro. And yeah, the mommies are here, bro. Do a dance, bro? Nah, I don't dance for free, homie. Yeah, Mario's back from Disneyland, all the latest Star Wars Hot Toys news, exactly, man. On Optical's channel on top of that, right, Lane? But yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. It's like I said, I just heard just like a little bit what's going on. I haven't really seen or gone back to verify anything, but yeah. Oh, Jazz, you'll be here next month at Disneyland? Ozzy Victor's campus. It's actually pretty cool, man. Some of the newer characters are out here. I seen Lady Thor out here. Scarlet Witch is out here. It's all right. It's really small, but don't expect much. What happened to Optical? Dude, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just out here, I guess, taking over. I mean, he hasn't messaged me or anything. I mean, I bet you, like, him and PJ are probably just watching in the back. So I don't know. It's because TW devalues the Hot Toys brand. I guess. I don't know. I mean, I've never bought them anything before from them at all. But I hear a lot of mixed feelings about. I guess they're doing. Some people are doing okay by, and some are just having all kinds of different problems. So I don't know. It's been amazing so far. What's up, Dr. Brett Banner? Yo, I don't know why he just gave me the mic, man. So I don't know.
Yo, Mario, sorry, man.
Hey, what happened, bro?
I got kicked out of
Oh,
my own. I was feeling the heat, so I was just like, you know what? I don't want to talk about this.
yeah, man. I thought like you and PJ are just watching me do my thing from the back, dude. So I'm like, all right, I'll just take over the show. You sing and dance for y'all, dude.
Dude,
So,
I'm getting triggered. I'm getting triggered about this news. So, you know, my emotions got the best out of me. So,
you gotta chill, bro. That's not good for your heart.
dude,
Especially at our age, man.
dude. By the way, dude, are you going
What's up?
are you going to a New York Comic Con?
I want to, but I don't think it's gonna happen, man. It's too soon.
Dude,
You
we
know,
might.
so.
Me and PJ are thinking about it. So,
Is that right? Dude,
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Hell yeah, bro.
dude. Let's do this. But, dude, so what do you think about, you know, this entire scenario? Is it really that bad? You feel like this Toys Wonderland situation?
I mean, I think it's bad, like I mentioned earlier about them as far as like undercutting the market in general. It's even making it difficult to where anybody's trying to sell anything, and everyone seems like they're taking a loss on a sale. I think they have their hand in that as well. But ultimately, in the end, I don't think anything's going to change. I mean, what can they legally do considering that Toys Wonderland is just a bunch of like they're just hiring a bunch of regular people just to buy their stuff in Hong Kong, right? From directly. So
Yeah.
they can't, what are they going to do? Are they going to like screen every buyer that that they sell to? No, come on, that's ridiculous, dude. So nothing is going to change, bro. Nothing is going to change. I mean, they can, bitch and cry all they want, but nothing is going to change.
Dude, I feel like, I mean, I personally don't mind Toys Wonderland or Hong Kong resellers in general. I don't. I actually am happy that they exist because it kind of favors me, you know,
Yeah,
buying hot toys for cheap.
sure.
It sucks when you're selling because you're not just now just competing with other sellers, but also with them.
No,
So
it's absolutely a double-edged sword. I mean, yeah, there's an advantage for us that are buying stuff, right? But you know, I think there's a lot of us here that we want to move on from something, and when you try to sell it, I mean, you're just most likely taking a hit on everything, and that's just because of like the impact they're having on the market right now. You know what I mean? So it's like
dude, but
I don't know.
I think you're right though. Nothing's gonna happen here because if you read the statement, they're advising people not to buy from them. I mean, if
Oh,
anyone,
really?
I mean, if anyone can sue Toys Wonderland, like I don't want them to sue Toys Wonderland. Don't get me wrong, but anyone can do legal action. It should be Hot Toys because they're within
Oh, yeah.
the same country. You know, like I don't know if
But
yeah,
but what can they do? I mean, how are they going to identify any of their buyers that are associated with Toys Wonderland?
exactly. That's my point. Like I think this is just honestly, I don't even think Hot Toys wanted this. I think Sideshow made them do this.
Probably, most likely, yeah.
Yeah, I think Sideshow made Hot Toys make this statement out because anytime that Sideshow does something, it looks like they're hating, right? Like they're hating on the small
Yeah.
guy. So they're like, hey, why don't you guys do your part and say something about this? And
Yeah,
yeah.
we saw this about a year ago when their site got shut down.
Yeah.
And I know.
Uh-oh, I think we lost Mario this time. Now he's just watching me. But oh, there you go.
And we're back. We're
Yep, we're
back.
back.
All right,
We're
cool.
back.
But yeah, I remember last year. I mean, when this happened, when their site got shut down, it's not the fact that we were sympathetic towards Wonderland. I think we're all more like Sideshow just being a bully, you
Right,
know.
right, right.
And now it's like I think now there's shoes on there. Dude, what are you doing?
Are you on the show or something?
Yeah, what's up? What's up, Dre?
Yo, what's
What
up, man?
up?
Optical.
Who is that? Oh, shit.
That's optical, man.
What's up,
What's up, man?
How's it going, dude?
He's over here having dances. Dan's over here. What's going on, Dan?
What's up?
What's good, bro?
Who are you on with?
Optical, man.
Oh, what's up,
Yeah.
Optical?
Hey, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up?
Yeah, so now we out here just hanging out. How's your ride, Papa? You guys have fun?
Sure did.
Oh, mijo, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's. But no, I think this time, I think nobody cares. It's like, I mean, as far as like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just crazy, bro.
It's messed up, girl. But
Yeah.
here's
Did you call me
what
girl?
what's that?
Did you call me girl? Did you say it's messed up, girl?
No, I said, dude.
Hey, Mario.
Dude,
Oh, my bad. I heard girl.
Hey, we're gonna,
No, I thought you were picking up girls in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm being abandoned again.
You're as usual. As usual. I
how
abandoned
dare
you earlier, but
Oh, you did, bro. What the hell? It's all good. I can make good.
I don't know, man. Like this entire thing is kind of like weird right now. Because dude, like the Sideshow had a Sideshow con, right? Like they're supposedly putting 10% off on some figures and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, Toys Wonderland just overshadowed them. They put in like 2-pack Bobo for like $250. They basically killed Sideshow Con just by doing their own summer sales. So there's kind of like, what the heck just happened here?
But you know what can you do? What can anybody do about it? That's the thing. You know, like I said,
Dude.
nothing. This isn't gonna change anything, bro. I mean, does this make you change your opinion on Toys Wonderland in general? I mean, first of all, have you bought anything from them?
Oh yeah, dude. Hold on one second. I'll be back. Hold on.
All
Keep,
right.
keep it running. Keep it running.
All right, so yeah, there goes Optical leaving me again. So, what do you guys on the chat feel about this? I mean, are you guys still gonna buy from them, or does anybody still buy from them at all, even after everything that's been going on? Because I haven't bought anything from them personally, although I am kind of eyeballing a couple things. But I think out of principle, I shouldn't be doing that. But I don't know. What's up, Pedro? Pedro 23's in the house. What's going on, man? TW needs a booth at YCC. Yo, can you imagine? Can you imagine if TW was actually out here at a con? Bro, I'd be all about that, man. I'd love to see that go down between Sideshow and Toys Wonderland out here, man. Oh my gosh, it'd be crazy. Single songwriter, yeah, that hurts. The Hot Toys brand name. It does devalue them as a collectibles. It really does, man. It's just, but how do you stop it though? You know, this is just one of those things where I feel like you guys heard me. There's nothing that's going to change. I just don't understand how can stop it. You cannot turn your back on the prices of TW. You can't. Some of these things are absolutely ridiculous. Like I'm looking at. Okay, so here's the thing. There's the Tony Stark team, the team suit. First of all, I know that's not that popular of a figure, but me personally, I'm kind of looking at it, and that thing's $100, bro. And it's like that's tempting because you're not going to find that kind of deal out here anyway.
Dude.
You know, but at the same time, it's like, you know, out of principle, I'm like, do I really want to support that? You know.
Oh, I threw my principal out the window a long time ago. So.
Hey man, I have some morals, dude. There's just some people I just don't want to do business with, man. It's just like, but at the same time, it's tempting, man. When you see some of these prices, like, what do you know? It's hard to balance that.
Dude, to answer your question, every time that you buy from Toys Wonderland, it's like kind of like a gamble, right? Like you don't know.
Sure.
You don't know if you're gonna get your product or when you're gonna get them, or are you gonna get it? Are you gonna get the right one? So I did buy one. I bought Taskmaster from them. It was like 125, I think.
Dude,
so,
yeah, exactly.
Dude, so 125. So I chose the 6-day shipping or whatever that is, Vantage, right? So I was like, all right, 6 to 10 day business day. So that's probably like 2 weeks or so, you know, give and take. So I bought it July 9th. I just got it like today. So it's almost like, I don't know, like 3 weeks or something, almost a month. But I was just like, you know what? Whatever. I'm just, you know, I'll deal with it. I opened it. It was okay, right? Like I could throw a fit. It was like, dude, you said 6 to 10 days. It's almost like a month. But hey, it's like, I got a deal, right? Whatever. They're not Sideshow. Let's just put it this way. They're not Sideshow. I shouldn't expect Sideshow, you know, service.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. But I did buy another one. Like me and Carlos. Carlos was here. We bought the Mandalorian. It's fucking hella cheap, man. So and then we were just like, okay, so if you choose the fast shipping, not even fast, like the Vantage, you'll get them in supposedly 6 to 10 days, which I didn't get mine 6 to 10 days, right? So we chose the to get the maximum savings. We got the boat, which would take 70 days. So that's like it's probably melted It's
I
probably
guess,
melted by the time we get it.
but I guess as long as it comes intact, eventually, I don't know.
Right. Like because I bought something from them back in the day. I got like a coupon, so they gave me that. So it came out like that 2-pack came out to around 220 for me. So I was just like, you know what? As long as it doesn't come
Yeah,
in like melted or whatever,
yeah,
I'll deal with it. Here's You just gotta deal with the aggravation though. Because when something got shipped, right? Like it would say, hey, tracking, whatever. When they just printed the label. like I'm not a dumbass. Like I've been doing this
I
for a
know.
while. And
Yeah,
then so I messaged them and they're just like, um, we shipped it. I was just like, dude, I can read the tracking. It says label created. It's like,
they're
I was
like,
like,
no, we actually shipped it. It's gone out the door. They picked
I
it
was
up
just
and
like,
everything.
I purchased it on July 9th. You created the label, like 3-day whatever. What do you call that? Processing whatever. So that should be July 13th, whatever the case is. It's now August 5th, and you haven't shipped it out yet. And I was just like, can you just?
Wow.
And I was just like, I'm already waiting 70 days on top of that, right? Because that's when the boat starts moving. And I messaged them. I was just like, "Do you guys have this? Because if you don't, that's fine. Just let me know, and I'll just cancel it."
Well,
Like,
I heard what they were doing is that I guess they were promising some of these lower prices, but not having actual stock. So I guess they would run out to local shops just to try to find
they
it, right?
might.
And
They
then I'm
might.
like, yeah, I could totally see them actually doing that too, man. All kinds of shady stuff happening over there,
But that's
right?
the trade-off. That's the risk that you're taking when you order from them, right? Like,
Yeah,
I already know this from the get-go. I was just like, the price is too good to pass up. So I was like, all right, let me bite the bullet. Let me take the risk here. I probably shouldn't have. Okay, Carlos says mine stuck in process completed and awaiting shipment for weeks now. My boat was oversold. I think they didn't have those. I don't think they have the stocks.
exactly, exactly. They'll create you a label, man, but they gotta go out and find the stock elsewhere now, right? And that's funny. That is hilarious, bro.
Like, I'm not even mad. Like, I'm just making fun out of the entire situation. I'm not gonna throw a fit. But I think this
But
is
dude, that's
where
that's money you throw away, though, man. How can you not be upset about that either way?
I'm gonna get it, man. Like, they're not gonna walk away with that because I'm covered for a year. Before I should get that within a year because I use my credit card. So
Yep.
either way, I'm gonna get my money back if they don't show up. But I think this is where Sideshow is upset with them because they're literally undercutting them right now with all those prices. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
the 10% that Sideshow offered seems like nothing because technically you're saving on tax in Sideshow. Then you put 250 here. I think this is where Sideshow's gonna be like, hey, Hot Toys, man, do something. Do something because we're hurting here. We're hurting here.
Yeah. I mean, did you see single songwriters comment like eventually legal action using U.S. customs will stop
Was
importing
this
from the
one?
USA? Yeah, that one.
Oh,
Said that it
maybe.
happened from the guitar business in Japan.
Hey,
So
that might be the next, because they're not doing this against, what's his name? Tim Cent. Like, Tim Cent has been doing this for a long time.
he's been undercutting as well.
Well, you know what? Like, he's selling things relatively cheaper.
He's selling okay relatively cheaper, like these same kind of prices though, because I really haven't really checked, to be honest.
I bought a few pieces from Tim Cent that are much cheaper than like their Flash back then. I bought the Flash for like 200 shipped. It's not that much cheaper, but if you factor in, let's say this is before the discount on Sideshow, you would save around
Right,
$80. So
right.
it's not bad.
Yeah, I might have to find another place to post up. There's the Main Street Electrical Parade is about to start right now. It's going to get noisy over here, so
All right, man.
let me see if I can post up somewhere else, man.
Cool.
All right, all right.
All right. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's So what's gonna happen with Toys Wonderland now is I think they're gonna continue. It's not gonna phase them. They're what are they gonna sell? Like, what are they gonna do? Stop selling Hot Toys? All right, Carlos, hold on. Carlos, message me real quick so I can give this to you. Yeah, we want to watch the parade, man. It might be YG's right here. They might, like if let's face it, Tim Cent and Toys Wonderland bread and butter is USA. Without the US market, they're doomed. And I know Toys Wonderland or Tim Cent Hong Kong resellers works out if you live overseas, outside of the United States, basically. And they're cool. That's why I like the fact that they exist. I always like option. They're hurting Sideshow though, which I don't mind if they hurt Sideshow. I have no vested interest in Sideshow. But I understand why they're doing this. Hot Toy statement has Sideshow written all over it. So it just feels that way. Hey, Carlos, give me a message, man. Ping me. Oh, I see now. Okay. Why he says, yep, they said the US market because the Asian market hot toys are so much cheaper. Yep, exactly. So they need US market. If single songwriter is correct and they start not doing that, man, they might as well close. They might as well close, But yeah, what is Toys Wonderland going to do if they don't sell hot toys? They're going to sell Mesco? Can't sell Mesco. Oh, there's Mario. I see still Mario there. But Carlos, is this true link? Yes, it's a true link. Just click on it. Ganesh, this can only be good for the collector. Ganesh, what do you mean? Like Toys Wonderland disappearing? The boba, is it possible Toys Wonderland to be shut down? If so, what would happen to my orders? Well, hopefully your orders are already shipped. The boba, I don't think they're going to shut down. I really don't think they're going to shut down. I think they're going to continue this and maybe stay under the radar for a little bit, because the summer sale that they did, man, it was explosive. It was explosive. And that really caught Sideshow attention. They single-handedly made Sideshow Con irrelevant, so to speak. Yo.
What's up, man?
Hey. Okay, I'm going to take out Mario here. Hey. I'm surprised you're still awake. You're not Will or something? Sleeping early now?
Dude, I'm in California. Isn't it late for you?
Well, kinda, yeah. Dude, what do you think? What do you think about this? Is this what you predict?
Our favorite company.
Where's our boba Where's our boba first and foremost?
Dude, no boba, no nothing, bro. It's ridiculous. But you know what's funny? As I told you, bro, I was like, I think Hot Toys cares about their brand, bro. You're like, nah, they don't. I'm like,
dude,
I think they do, man.
I'm telling you, this has Sideshow written all over it.
Oh, it does, but I mean, at least it shows that Toys Wonderland. I mean, Hot Toys cares about their brand. You know what I mean? At least a little bit.
Dude, it feels like they were forced to make this statement. Because did you see
well, it was in English though, so probably. You know what I
mean? God damn, you're mean. Anthony pulled up. Anthony put. Dude, find the post, man. Like I don't know. I'm not good at this, so we can because it says at the end we advise collectors not to buy from them.
Yeah, it says that we advise our collectors to purchase Hot Toys collectibles directly from Hot Toys official channels.
I mean, that's something that you would say, right? Like that's something you would say if you're like,
right.
But hey, you know what? Buy from legit, sellers or whatever. But that is so hard to regulate, though. What are they going to do? Unless they close down Secret Base, then you can prevent resellers. But then again, now you're alienating.
My question is. Yeah, but my question is, how is Toys Wonderland getting so much stock?
Dude, you know that's what I mean? My point. We talked about
how are they getting stock? Like, see, here's the thing. Hot Toys can come out and be like, man, fuck Toys Wonderland. But like, dude, how are they getting that much stock?
Dude,
right? It's like, who's giving in the stock? So, you know what I mean? Like
the Taskmaster. Don't tell me they got like stocks of Taskmaster sitting down on their stock.
Right.
They literally just came out.
Right.
It's my point. It hasn't come out too long ago.
That's my point, bro. So it's not like, okay, you can be like, well, we get people to line up. Shit, how many people do you have? You know what I mean? Because you have a ton of stock. You
Alvin,
know,
this is what we've been saying for a while now. Like
yep,
things
yeah,
with
this,
backdoor deals with Hot Toys. That's why I feel like this statement didn't come from Hot Toys. It came from
no,
Sideshow to Hot Toys. Kind of like, dude, you got to
yeah,
say something because the last time we did something, we got crucified. We got labeled as the bully.
right,
But to Hot Toys, I mean, they're more popular than ever. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
they're getting mainstream now, and they're good. Like it's bad if you go mainstream and your quality goes down, but they just keep on getting better.
Rasmus,
I mean, Asmus, for example, but
yeah,
see, Jazzy was here. Maybe Toys Wonderland is buying for local. Maybe,
maybe,
maybe, but
but
it's
even then, though,
just,
that's not enough,
yeah, like we keep on saying, like, space is a premium in Hong Kong. Where would you
right,
keep this big ass warehouse from this little shops or even Toys Wonderland? They don't even have a brick and mortar. They don't. Like
right,
they operate solely online. So maybe they
right.
do have a massive warehouse in the back. We don't know. But I feel like, I don't know, man. If anyone can sue them, that would be Hot Toys because they're within the same
Right.
country. Be like, dude,
And then J Rod is saying, why would Hot Toys give a damn? They are in it to sell as much stock as possible. My point is that while Hot Toys can be saying one thing, right? It's clearly how else is Toys Wonderland getting this stock? You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
but like, look, Optical, as he mentioned, we've bought some stuff from Toys Wonderland because at the end of the day, bro, we're gonna care about our wallets, right? Like we're gonna take a gamble with their credit card. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But it's funny just because I've been seeing a couple people who've gone live who've been like, yeah, like Boba 2-pack, Troopers, all this different stuff. And now they're like, fuck Toys Wonderland. Like, bro, come on.
I mean, we got wrong so far. Like
Yeah,
have you contacted them? I was just like,
I
dude.
have.
He was like, you
So I
haven't shipped it
already,
out yet.
yeah, so I already contacted them and they said
It's shipped.
it's shipped. And I'm like, hey, it's saying that it's been processing and awaiting shipment. So you
You
haven't
created a
given it.
label.
You
You
created
created
the
the
label,
label.
like you created the label, you haven't given it to them. And he's like, and they're like, no, it's already shipped. And I'm like, okay. And then the Boba Fett, I did it where you could get that 6 to 10 days. I didn't do 60 to 70 days at the end. I switched it
Oh, you
before I
switched it.
placed the
You
order. I
snake.
switched it. Yeah, I switched it at the end. I was like, you know what? Let me get this Boba because I really like the figure. And I was like, let me get it. It came out to 164 with points. I was like, whatever, $30 more, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, we oversold it. I was like, dude. I was like, so I don't even have a figure right now. So I was like, all right, cool, that works. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
6 to
So,
10 days and you still don't have it. We bought
and I
July
still
9th.
don't have it.
We bought
And I
July 9th.
still don't have it.
I just
Yeah.
got the Taskmaster and I chose the 6 to 10-day shipping.
Yeah.
And I anticipate, like longer processing time because, I'm
Sure.
sure they sold a lot, but not double or triple what you
Dude,
promised.
and then I don't even have mine. But it's fine because I know a lot
Right.
of people are like, aha, that's what you get, that's what you get. But it's like, dude, I ordered from I have Amex.
Yeah.
I don't want to share my Amex stories, but Amex loves me. All right. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
That's my
Amex
point
loves
too.
me.
Like we were talking to Mario earlier. It's like I'm not scared. I'm gonna get my
No,
money one way or
no.
another.
Yeah,
I'm willing to take the risk here for
exactly.
savings because I bought 4, so it was just like,
Right.
hey,
The risk is minimal because if you buy from Toys Wonderland and you use a credit card with the Waves foreign transaction fees, if you use the
yeah,
right credit card, certain credit cards will allow you to make a claim even after a year. So you have to have the right one, right?
yeah,
And hey, it never shows up 4 months from now, you can still get your money. So you
yeah.
took a gamble and you lost, but what'd you lose? You know what I mean? At the end of the day. You know what I
I,
mean? And if you do win, like you got a Taskmaster, hey, it worked out for you. Did it came
yeah.
damaged?
No, hey,
Yeah, there you go.
it was fine. But we just want to make it clear we're not advocating you guys go ahead and buy from Toys Wonderland.
Right.
We are
Yeah.
just saying that our experience, even though bad, we're willing to take the risk. Now, if
Right.
we've done this a lot of times, like not just from Toys Wonderland, we bought from Japan or whatever, but
Right.
you got to have patience. Because if something is wrong, like a shield is damaged or something, or an
Right.
accessory,
You're fucked.
I bet you're messed up. They're gonna give you a 10% coupon for your next purchase.
Yeah.
And you'll be like,
Yeah.
I don't want to purchase from you ever again, though. So now you're
Yeah.
probably messed up. They're going to ask you to send the figure back, which you might not want to do because keep in mind you're sending your figure in Hong Kong, so there's a lot of risk
Yeah,
involved in that as well. So
right.
if you're
Yeah,
going to buy from them, just
yeah. Yeah, we're definitely not saying like, "Hey, Toys Wonderland's the best place," because I definitely don't like them. But for the right deal and the right risk management, yeah, I'll take it, right? See what that looks like. But if it's like an Iron Man, I even if it's like $100, I still wouldn't get like an Iron Man from them. You know what I mean? Or anything crazy, or
yeah,
like a tumbler or something. But no, honestly, most people probably shouldn't buy from them if they don't have the right card or they don't properly take, if they're not willing to go through that risk, that we were willing to go through. But yeah, it's not like we're, like I said, advocating. I'll rather, yeah, exactly, I wouldn't take the risk. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Everyone has certain tolerance to what's okay. And for us, it was, hey, I mean, dude, Amex, I bought what was it, a while back, I bought something from Toys Wonderland for like $2,000, right? I didn't know about any of this stuff, who owns it or how they were. I didn't know that. I was newbie in the collection, right? And I bought like $2,000 worth. It arrived broken, damaged, nothing was working. And they were like, you know what? We'll give you a refund, just ship it back. And I'm like, okay, cool. How much could that be? It was like $1,000. It was like basically half of what I paid.
it's like
So I called Amex, and Amex is like, no, we got you. So they let me keep the item, and they went on ahead and gave me the full refund on it because it was broken. It was
yeah.
unusable. You know what I mean? So that's my point. If you don't have a good credit card or you don't not willing to take that risk, fortunately back then I didn't understand what Toys Wonderland was, but I got lucky that I used American Express. So
Yeah. I mean, Toys Wonderland is as shady as they come when it comes to
oh,
like,
100%.
it's like you're playing Russian roulette, basically.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
are you gonna get the
100%.
figure? Are they gonna be okay? Is it the right figure? How's the accessories? And sometimes
Right.
it's not their fault. When are you gonna get the
Right.
figure?
Right.
You're gonna get. But with that being said, if it's your first, fifth Hot Toys, I don't want it to sour for you. I can't
Yeah. Yeah.
advocate that. With that
Yeah.
being said, though, are they good for collectors? Do you think?
Toys Wonderland?
Yeah, because I was just talking about this earlier. They
Yeah.
completely shit on Hot Toys Sideshow Con. Sideshow Con
Mhm.
put 10% off on Boba 2-pack. They made it 50% off.
Yeah.
Even if you put in the shipping, let's say you
Yeah.
chose the Vantage, which is the fast one, you would still save because now you got to factor in, but
Yeah.
in the long run, and they don't have that sale all the time, mind you. For the
Right.
most part, they overcharge in shipping, and they got like this hit or miss service, whatever. But do you think
Right.
they're hurting They're hurting Sideshow, no mistake about that. But it's not like I own a stock at Sideshow. So,
Right.
do you think they're hurting collectors or they're
Um,
they're
they're
I
hurting
wouldn't even say
collectors.
they're good collectors. I don't know if they're even good for
Yeah.
collectors or
Yeah.
are they hurting this?
Well, I mean, they all right. So anytime I've brought up the case of value, I feel like a lot of times collectors come at me and say, well, I don't do it for the value, I do it for the figure, right? I do it for the love of collecting. So I guess if we're looking at it from that sense, then it's been good for collectors, not because you can buy from them, but they have driven the price down on the aftermarket for like used figures. Like if a Boba 2-pack is 250, you're not going to sell that shit on Facebook for 400 because it just wouldn't make sense. So they've driven the price down for that. If you're the kind of person that says, I'm not trying to make money on it, but damn, I at least want to be able to keep most of my value, then it's been pretty bad for collectors, I think, overall. Right. And if depending on how you really look at it, I feel like for 1/6, a lot of people tend to collect more for the love of it, while as opposed to the value of it, which again, we're not trying to make money. We're just trying to say, how can we get this at the best price possible without, if we buy it for 200, we don't want it to go down to like $100. And that's kind of what Toys Wonderland's been doing. But it
Yeah.
feels like more and more now that this has been happening, more collectors are paying attention to value now because they're like, well, shit, if I do buy a trooper for 220 and it's 110 or 130 shipped, like, why would I do that to myself? So it looks like Toys Wonderland, overall as a whole, though, I wouldn't say that they're good for collectors, to be honest. I think if anything it's been on the downside because I feel like an oversaturation of the figures would have happened regardless with them. All they did was just like tank the market. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
that's what I feel, at least. What do you think?
it's a double-edged sword, like you said. Like
Yeah,
for if you're a newer collector, and let's say you just started the game now, you sell those prices, and they're endorsed by Justin, and Justin is the biggest YouTuber out there in terms of hot toys, and you don't know the
100%.
details, and then you get this
That was
sour
me. That was me.
yeah, and you get this sour experience, and kind of like what would happen to us, then it would kind of taint your, I guess,
Yeah,
your experience to collecting. So in that
yeah,
in that sense, that's not good. Now, for somebody like us who knows when to use them and when not to take
right,
advantage of something, that's good. As
right,
far as value, if you're new, because with me, the val I've it's very rare that I lose value on hot toys because I can keep them. Like, I have a good enough space. I don't necessarily display all of them. I just make them stand. I'm
yeah,
not one of those guys who's like, hey, I gotta have a nice display. I mean, I'm a grown man. I don't fancy displaying hot toys that well. I'll be like, all right, I just want to pick them up, take a picture, and then put them back on. Um, in that sense, if you're somebody that rotates, it's bad for you because now you're competing not just with other sellers, but with Toys Wonderland as
right.
well. If you're somebody like me who can hold it for the next 3-4 years and
Then yeah,
wait,
you're good.
then you're good because you bought it
Yeah,
low and you probably would sell it high.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, by the way, Hot Toys just announced a new figure, which is some weird random one.
oh my god. Okay, let's.
It's
Did you
it's some
refresh it?
weird.
It's
Yeah,
not. Hold
I
on.
just found it.
Oh,
It's
Johnson. What the hell's Johnson?
let me see. It's a,
I mean, it looks good, but it's. I don't.
what is it?
Warriors of Future.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what is that?
Yeah, I'm not gonna make a video out of this one because
What is
no
this?
disrespect to Johnson, but Johnson, no, let's put it on the screen here, but
Warriors of Future.
no
What?
disrespect, Johnson.
Is this a
Jazz.
thing?
The fuck is that?
Fuck is
Okay,
that? Yeah,
it's a
like what
Hong
is
Kong movie figure. I kind of figured that out.
yeah, but
Johnson and
still, it's like
Tyler. Oh, Jazz, it's like Asian Terminator.
oh, okay.
Is
Hey, man.
Johnson is Johnson
Hot
Asian or
Toys
is
is
he black?
I think they're both
Because
Asian, dude. You know
how
what's
is
funny?
he?
Hot Toys is actually getting out there, man, doing some really interesting figures now.
Dude, they are stepping it up.
Yeah, they're both
Yeah,
Asian. Yeah, they're both
dope.
Asian.
Yeah, he just happens to be
Because
like his name is Johnson. So
yeah,
Asian.
they're trying to Americanize him. You're
I
gonna be
mean,
called John.
dude, look, it looks great though. I like the armor and all that stuff.
Yeah, it looks cool, but I have no idea what this is. I didn't even know this was a thing.
All right, people, this is a Toys Wonderland exclusive once again for 120 by next year. You can piece the armor out, I guess, but
Guess so. Yeah, no, this is interesting. Um,
but dude,
Johnson.
like for Hot Toys to come out, they came out hot today. Came out hot. They're looking for a
Yeah,
fight.
dude, I think they are. Do you think they're gonna take it any further, or do you think that's it?
I think that's it. I think
You
I
think
think
that's it?
I think Sideshow emailed them. It's like, dude,
I
come
think
on, man.
so. Well, I mean, well, see, that's the thing I talked to Will about last week. We're always talking about small batches, small batches, small batches, right? We're like, it doesn't happen. And it's like, true, it doesn't make sense for Hot Toys to make small batches. 100%. I agree with that. But Sideshow can be happy saying, hey, let's order 50,000 and like discount it. We have to discount it by 10% immediately. And we still can move like barely anything. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So Sideshow can be happy about it. So I've always asked the question, who truly owns the license and who's really pulling the strings? It kind of seems like Sideshow is, right?
It
Kind of.
feels it could be, but here's what I would say though.
Okay.
Would you let's say they part ways. Hot Sideshow
Sure.
will be like, you know what, F you. You don't want to listen to me. You keep on selling this, you keep on making big badges. Now I'm go sell your I'm not gonna support you anymore. Would you still visit
Right.
sideshow.com? Would anyone still visit sideshow.com?
I mean, maybe not, but then I think that's when Sideshow, before they even, part ways, I think they will look into other companies like in art, right? Maybe partner with them on specific figures, because Hot
Because
Toys at one point didn't have this too.
yeah, because
So
imagine like Sideshow needs Hot Toys as much as Hot Toys needs Sideshow. I can even
100%.
make an argument that if they leave, for example, and a new company who has ties, for example, let's just pretend that I don't even know for real if Sideshow has ties with Disney or Marvel that
Right.
they could give that they can hook them up. It feels like for us, like Sideshow is a big company, but maybe they're not.
Right.
They're not like Procter and Gamble and all that stuff. That like
Right.
it's
Right. Right.
worldwide. So we're speculating on that end. But I know one thing for sure: if let's say Big Bad Toy Store, just hypothetically, has connection with them and they pick them up. It was like, you know what? I can hook you up with Disney, whatever. People
Right.
would line up to go to Big Bad Toy Store.
Right.
What would Sideshow do without Hot Toys? Let's
That
say
is
they
true.
pick up, yeah,
Good
let's say they
point.
pick up Inart. That's if they pick up Inart with the prices of Inart now and the way Hot Toys is pumping all these figures, they would take more of a hit. Although you're right, I feel like that's why Hot Toys is doing what Sideshow is telling them. It's a partnership that maybe I would say regrettably Hot Toys signed their life away, but
Hey, they have to stay afloat. But here's the thing I've said, right? It's that I think the first test, the very, very small test of if small batches matter, has been on that Arena Boba Fett. Because Hot Toys can just be like, hey, the easiest way of printing some money is with the Arena Boba Fett and the Chrome Clone Trooper. I think they've made an additional extended batch and it
mhm,
went into the join list right away. Now the wait list is full or something like that. But
yeah.
I don't know, man. It feels like we might be, And I said the Arena Boba Fett not going back in pre-order, like where you can pre-order 1 million of them. I think it's the first key. Yeah, see, factories will make small batches, not profitable. Yeah, but what I'm saying is not profitable for Sideshow to keep that stock either. So I get that argument from like not profitable for Hot Toys, but Sideshow saying, well, hey, we're keeping all this stock. I guarantee you that's probably why they didn't keep that Ecto 1 or they don't have the Ecto 1 Afterlife, right? It's probably too much shit they have to carry, takes up too much space.
But
So,
if I'm Hot Toys, it's like then don't buy 10,000 worth of stocks.
but then
Buy
who,
2,000.
right? And Sideshow's saying, well, hey, and it has to go back to if I'm Sideshow, I'm thinking, well, okay, if they're making 50,000 or assumably, right, they're gonna make 50,000. We only order 10.
Where's the other
Who
40
else?
going?
Okay, where's the other
Yeah,
40 going? Oh, Toys Wonderland. Okay, well, hey, well, like you just said, fuck Toys Wonderland. You know what I mean?
yeah,
How is that like? You have to account for the numbers, like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, what's going on there? Like, you know
right.
what I mean? How is this
Well,
batch? You know what I mean? So
but if I was like Hot Toys, this is what I'm gonna be retort. If you're Sideshow and be like, hey, and if your Sideshow's like, hey, dude, make a small batch of this because they're not selling.
yeah,
It was like, then buy 5,000. And it was like, but for me, I can't just make 10,000 because you can't accommodate all of that. I supply
right,
worldwide. I can supply it to Japan and supply it to elsewhere. Don't worry about those other guys. Worry about you. It's like you're the US retailer. You worry about your territory right there. And you're gonna be like, well, half was just going to Toys Wonderland. It's like, how do you know that? This is why we felt like
yeah.
there's a backdoor thing going on because
There has to be because
it
it's like
has to be.
it's almost impossible. There has because it's like there's no way Sideshow is saying, okay, because if I'm Sideshow, if I'm Hot Toys, I want to make 1 million of these because the cheaper it's, hey, even if I don't
Right.
sell half, I only sell half, it's still great. But for Sideshow's purposes, they have to care and they have to be like, how else is Toys Wonderland keep getting rescues for $250 shipped?
Right.
How is it possible?
Right.
But we can't even sell fucking one for 10-20% off. We got to sell our Captain America for $75 off with $5 shipping and give
Right.
these fuckers 5% on rewards. You know what I mean? Like,
It's to Sideshow's benefit to go back. I wouldn't even say to go back to where it was.
yeah,
I and honestly, this abundance of stocks. Yes, we can. I don't think this is solely on the hands of resellers. I think this is
no,
just. I think this
it's
is
a
it's a combination of a lot of things where there's so much stuff out there that something is bound to not sell. Like Marvel is not
right.
selling because Star Wars is hot. So you're always going to have that's back in the day on my, I mean, guys might not even believe it, but Batman 66 went down to 120 because, and the retail was like 220 because they couldn't sell them because it was a time where Avengers was coming out and look at the Batman 66 is like grail now. But there's
What was that?
always, what's that?
When was that?
Oh, this was around 2014 or 13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wasn't.
I bought an abundance. Like I bought the two Batman and Robin because they're 120. The GI Joe Retaliation, they were like almost $100. Mime Joker were like 130. So
You bought the
I bought all of those. It's like I bought them. I sold Mime Joker recently for like 450, but I
yeah,
was able to hold it for 8 years. Not everyone could. So,
right,
but even back then, there were already like dead stocks going on because Avengers were hot. Like
right,
people were they just want team ups. They hated the one offs, so they were like, all right, let's buy all of these. But I think now
right.
it's even worse for Sideshow because not only do they have to deal with the one-offs or whatever the case is, because right now it's a Star Wars world, but now they got to compete with these guys, and now I think their eyes are just locked on resellers because they're hurting them, and
Right.
and the resellers gave Hot Toys power to produce more. It was like, hey,
Yeah.
if you guys don't want to order it,
So,
just
so if I'm
throw it in the
Sideshow
truck.
and I'm saying, okay, like we can't control Hot Toys, right? We can't control these dudes. They're gonna keep doing their thing. We need them as much as they need us. Do you think they start doing more of these time pre-orders, but not just for exclusives, but for everything in overall? Or maybe do it like 30 days where we're gonna do it? Because okay, I understand the argument of they have to make big batches. And Hot Toys and Sideshow can be like, well, we're just gonna order a certain amount. But the Sideshow can't keep holding on to stock. Eventually, every company like Sideshow or all these other ones, they're gonna want to go public, right? They're all typically, I'm assuming they would want to go public, right? I
Mhm.
guarantee you that anyone looking at, or even if they're looking at their finances, they're not going to want to be holding on to this much in stock. It just doesn't make a lot of sense for them. So I'm assuming that maybe they start, hey, for Hot Toys, we're going to start doing like a 30-day pre-order window or something. What do you think about something like that for Sideshow where they start doing it?
That would only work if they eliminate the resellers first. Because if they don't, if they do that limited stocks, I wouldn't fall for that because I'll just turn around and buy it somewhere else. You can't do that scare tactic from me because yeah, let's say I really wanted, let's say, Logan Wolverine from Days of Future Past. I really wanted that, but I didn't even pre-order that because I'm confident that I can get that
Yeah.
cheaper. If Sideshow says like, you know what, I'm gonna put a time pre-order on this, and if you
Yeah.
don't pre-order, we're gonna submit this to because that was that was the thinking back then.
Right.
Hot Toys would make, depending on how much pre-order was made, and then they add 20% to it or 30% to it, just to accommodate if there's. But until we see something sell out, people are not going to pre-order because we know you're just making 20, 30,000 of these things. So even if
Right.
Hot Toys does that time thing, I'm still in my mindset. It was like, oh, kind of like right now. Oh, dude, you're not going to get me from that. Because yeah,
Yeah.
sure. If you don't want me to buy it from you, I'll buy it from Pop Culture.
Yeah.
It has batteries. I'm
That's batteries.
until you show me that hey, it's sold out. I can't buy it anywhere else. Kind of like that boba. Then I think that's the only time where Hot Toys, when Sideshow could be like, all right, we put the balance back. This is a
Yeah.
collectible again.
I guess if I'm Sideshow and I'm saying, well, the thing with Sideshow is that space is limited, right? And I guarantee that's why they didn't take on that Ecto One Afterlife, but other retailers did, right? But they didn't. So I think it's a space problem. Eventually, they're going to run out of space, and I don't know if it makes sense for them to get a bigger space, for Hot Toys. So it depends. Whatever. I don't know how big their warehouse is. I'm imagining they're looking at all these different factors, right? But if they're saying, "Hey, we're only going to order whatever gets pre-order, and after that, you guys can just figure out buy it from Pop," because I mean, if why does it matter if people are buying it from Pop Culture or Toys Wonderland or Tim Cent? We're not buying it from them anyway. So how is that their like someone said it, Mark 50 is still sitting, is still there. You know what I mean? Like, when is that Hulkbuster ever gonna sell out? You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like it's one of those things where it's like maybe they're just like we don't need to order big batches because people are not going to buy it from us regardless. So we'll rather just not hold on to stock and only buy what people have pre-ordered at that point. Because what's funny is that Comic Concepts has come out and said we're only ordering the bare minimum from Sideshow. Stevens Collectibles has said we're doing the same. Alter Ego has said we're sitting on $30,000 worth of Hot Toys shit from cancellations. We're no longer doing that. You see what I mean? Like they have like 7 or 8 tumblers and they haven't sold a single one. And for a small pop, a small mom and pop shop like that, like that's pretty sure that's hurting them.
Yeah, I think this is what Sideshow eventually wants, and to
Yeah.
control the market again, because they lost control of the market once Toys Wonderland showed up. Because a lot of people look that way. Because if you're talking about like small, Steven collectibles, you're saving, I guess, tax.
Tax
You're
and
saving
shipping.
tax and shipping. But Sideshow was not how do I say this? Was not scared of them, because at the end of the day, you're mine. I hold you by the neck. It's like,
Right.
yes, you are saving these people with this, but our customer service is amazing. You
Right.
break apart, with if you buy it from the Steven Collectibles, for example, you have to return the entire figure because most likely they don't have a part, right? Like with
Yeah,
Sideshows, like,
dude.
here you go, here's a part. Have a good time. You know what? Next time you buy from us, here's 10% off. So they're not really threatened by those
Yeah.
American
Yeah.
sellers.
Sideshow is at a whole different level. I mean, you know me. I've bought from every retailer you can think of, every single one, and I can tell you a positive and negative story. And for
Yeah.
these other non-Sideshow ones, more negative than positives,
More
to be
negative.
honest with you. More negatives.
We can say a lot of things about Sideshow. What they are is the best customer service out there.
Yeah,
The best.
100%.
If you don't want any headaches whatsoever, buy it from Sideshow. If you're that type
Yeah.
of guy, it's like, hey, you know what? I just want to enjoy my collectibles. Buy it from Sideshow. You're not gonna have any headaches. But what Sideshow lost is, like we're talking, control, because they can't control the Tim Cents or the Toys One. They were so small back then. They could control Steven Collectibles. They can control, who's that? The guy that they said, hey, you got to charge tax.
Alter ego.
Alter Ego. They could control those. But those guys from the outside of the walls of the US, they can't, and they want to get it back. Because honestly, they're the best. They're the best out
Right.
there, but they're not the cheapest. But for some people like us, who's willing to kind of, deviate from the best, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna take a risk, I'll take a dive here and there. And it looks like a lot of people are doing that, more
Which
than
is
just
really
to
good.
us.
Like I bought from Pop Culture, and my Iron Man had a big blemish, I would say. They went and gave me 33% back. I was like, okay, I'll take that. You know what I mean? Like back in refund. I was like, that's cool. So I mean, I'll take it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just like, even like Pete, he's saying, you don't like your figure after 20 days, return it and get your money back. 100%. Will did that. Will
Yep.
with
With
Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon, yeah. No one would
Right.
offer that, right? No one offered that. I guess it
No.
all depends on.
Open it too. You can open it, pose it, lick it if you want, and you can still return it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I wouldn't suggest you look at, but you can fart on it, fart on the box, return it to them. But dude, yeah, I mean, honestly, like with this entire situation, I think, like, at the end of the day, it was Sideshow. Because with Hot Toys, they don't care. I think Hot Toys is dead set, I feel like, on making as many as they could, especially with this.
No, I agree.
With this in art, I think they'll be like, hey, you know what? I gotta make 30,000 because our factories are saying if I only do 10,000, I have to pay this much, double, because they wanted, to do more. So
No.
if you want to order 5, cool, I'll give you 5, but I don't have to report to you what I do with the other 25. It's like,
Right.
you are my US distributor. You're not the president of the company. And I think this is where they'll be like, all right, man, because I believe their relationship is symbiotic. Like, Hot Toys needs Sideshow needs Hot Toys.
Yeah.
They don't want to push each other too much, but I feel like Hot Toys is like going behind their backs a little bit here. I honestly believe that.
It has to be. But I mean, no, and I agree, right? Like, I think PJ said it, you're saying it. They have to make big batches to be profitable. I'm not saying that's not the right thing to do for Hot Toys. I keep going back to, what is Sideshow gonna do? That's what I'm worried, because see, if Sideshow, let's say they're like, well, hey, we only got 500 pre-orders and that's all we're gonna make. Let's just hypothetically say that. Dude, that aftermarket price, like the Arena Boba Fett, is gonna skyrocket. So what is that gonna do? People are gonna start pre-ordering again from Sideshow, because then the aftermarket, Toys Wonderland, is gonna start going up. I'm assuming so, because the Arena Boba Fett, I've always said, is the first test to the pre-orders and small batches and all this. Maybe I'm wrong though. I don't know. But man, again, if I'm Hot Toys, I'm telling Seth, yeah, like, we're just selling it all over the world, and then here's like, I'm over here dining with like Justin and shit. Here you go, Justin. Here's 25,000 more for your company.
Here you go, buddy. Pulp Viking says like, the world's a big place, and I agree. That's why I feel like these guys should exist, because even us who use a Sideshow a lot, still uses them from time to time.
Right.
Single songwriter I got burned from overseas purchase and will not lose money again. Single songwriter, I don't know what card you're using, but gotta get rid of them, because I worked at fraud department, and you're covered for they don't even have time limit, honestly. But
because for me it's like I've gotten burned, I guess, if you will. Like I think I got the wrong figure or broken figure or whatever, but my card took care of me. So I'll keep playing that game until Toys Wonderland cancels me, and then I'll just create a new email or something. You know what I mean? And then keep going.
Yeah. Dude, like I think because I think it's a battle between Sideshow and not really Hot Toys and Toys Wonderland. I feel like, because honestly, I feel like Hot Toys doesn't care if you sell this for $25. I think they're going to continue pumping this out. I mean, they just made RoboCop. RoboCop didn't sell back in 2014. I got it for $300 when it retailed with a chair. No, I got it for $280 on Amazon when it retailed for like 400 something. So this is going on even back then, but there's no toys. Like Sideshow cannot blame anyone per se. They were dead stock back then, and they made it. They made it again. I mean, this generation where we have Star Wars, I think they're just doing this to appease, because like InArt made some noise, so they were like, hey, you know what? Let's get our 80s guy back here again. Let's get their attention back again.
Right.
But with Sideshow, I think the way that they could combat this is to totally eliminate Hong Kong resellers, which is hard to do.
I was gonna say, how do you do it?
It's almost impossible.
Yeah.
The other way is to kind of match the prices, right? Like, because but it's hard for them to do that, I'm assuming, because even though I'm
right, like who goes lower?
Right, like they can't go as slow as those guys, because their employees their salaries are in US dollars. The salaries of the Hong Kong dollars. So they can't do that per se. I think the best solution for Sideshow is it's like stopping drugs. Like how are you going to stop drugs? It's just all over. Or speeding. You can't stop speeding.
That's my point. Yeah, that's my point though. I think with Sideshow, if I'm Sideshow, if I'm the owner of Sideshow, I'm saying, well, we may not be able to stop Hong Kong resellers. What we can do is stop us having an immense amount of overstock or backstock in our warehouse. That's what we can stop doing, right? Maybe you don't need, because dude, come on, like Mark 50, when is that thing ever going to sell out? When is Hulkbuster going to sell out? Poor Captain Marvel, like, she's going to sit for the next 10 years. You know what I mean? It's like that's my point. Like, while we cannot stop it, we can also try to limit our liability of having this much money tied on assets. Like, look at Alter Ego. Alter Ego, as much as I hate to say it, they're the perfect company who's going to go out of business. Like, they have so much stock sitting. No one is buying because you have to pay the shipping, right? I don't think you get charged tax, but it's just so much money you have to pay.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know if that's ever going to happen, Single Songwriter, because at the end of the day, like Hot Toys want to sell without the cut from Sideshow as well, because that's direct selling is the best profit for them. I think with Hot Toys, Sideshow, this is between Sideshow and the world basically here. They want to control dominance again. For them to regain that, I would say they can't compete with prices. They can't shut down all, major retailers. Like resellers. They need to have more of these exclusives, not timed exclusives. But if I was them, they would be like, hey, you know what? Like when there's a Sideshow exclusive, they're still more expensive than Toys Wonderland. Like, hey, this is a Sideshow exclusive. So in Toys Wonderland, they're like jacked up prices, for example. I think they gotta do that with every figure to incentivize collectors to buy from them, even at an inflated price. Kind of like, hey, if you buy Wolverine, now they can sell this to Hot Toys. It's like, okay, fine, do 50,000 batch of Wolverine, fine, do that. But the 10,000 that we're ordering, can you put a second head sculpt in there? Put a second head sculpt.
Or like for Vader, it could have been like a regular Vader was classic, or collector edition. And the Sideshow exclusive could have been the battle damage helmet with the battle damage,
Right.
Now that would have been like, oh shit, that's a Sideshow exclusive. So the
That's a
exclusives have
Sideshow
to be
exclusive.
really good, right? Like
That
something, and
is limited, you know.
it's
It,
time. That's
it's
honestly, I think.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's the way to go. And that's not gonna like Hot Toys is not gonna lose too much money, for example. Like, and make
right.
it worthwhile. Now, it's not like a hologram because people are not gonna,
Yeah,
blink their eye on a
yeah.
hologram. Make it something that it's a part of the figure and it's useful. Because right now people are wondering, it's like if I order from Sideshow and it goes down on, let's say, Tim Cent, the savings that I would get is like $70, $80 at a minimum.
Right.
Because if you factor in tax and shipping, like let's say
Right.
just tax, it's like $70 savings. Is that hologram worth $70? It's like, hell no, I'm not gonna pay that hologram for $70. So I'll just buy it from Tim Cent, for example. So they have
Perfect
to make it
example.
worthwhile.
Yeah, like I think the Iron Man, for example, it could have been like the collector edition could have been the hexagon base, a regular base. And then the Sideshow exclusive could have been that Iron Monger. Same price, just a Hot Toy
Right.
exclusive. Something like that, where it's like, oh shit, like that is actually, or maybe it actually comes with it comes with the base and the Tony Stark head sculpt, like where it's like a lot, you know what I
Right.
mean, or a decent amount where it's like totally worth it. But like you're right, holograms, or like I think the biggest joke was the Boba Fett throne. It was like, hey, here's your time
Yeah.
window, and you're gonna get a little hologram. I'm like, all right, I didn't care for
It's
the
like,
throne to
whoa.
begin with. It's a hologram. You know
What am
what
I
I
gonna do
mean?
now? What am I
It's
gonna
funny
do
because
without
we
that
talked.
hologram?
Actually, I have 3 things in pre-order actually, right now. It's the only thing I have. So, but aside from that, man, yeah, man, I don't really pre-order because it's like I just don't see the point of it. I'll do it because I was doing a Target Mark wrong.
I don't know. I
Uh,
mean, because the, the
no,
the
because they can
the
still
upside to that,
sell it, huh?
yeah,
Right?
they could still buy it just from Sideshow. Like if you, it's a trade off, right? You want cheaper price, you just don't have this head sculpt. You want
Right.
the head sculpt, buy from Sideshow because they ship worldwide. So you
Right.
don't have. It's kind of like we're not forcing you to buy from Sideshow, but now Sideshow would kind of retain their, I guess, premium feel
I guess,
that
yeah.
in that sense, it's like a hologram would be like that hologram's not worth $70. So I bought this
No,
from Toys Wonderland. I was like, but if it's like a head sculpt, like people buy head sculpt for $150, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah, easily, easily.
or
Or like
a
a base.
battle damage part or a base, and I don't think that's gonna be that much more expensive than Hot Toys. So like, all right, let's
Right,
do 5,000 batch of this from side. That's the only I would say fair point that would put back
yeah,
Sideshow and kind of, and not only that, they would satisfy a small group of collectors that would be like, hey, I want exclusive. And we're not going to get that from Sideshow and from Hot Toys anymore. But if the exclusive is good enough to a point where it's like, oh, you know what? It's worth paying tax and shipping and all that stuff from Sideshow. At the end
for
of the
that
day, it was like,
exclusive.
you know what? Yeah, because maybe the next Vader wouldn't have like a swappable chest plate or something, or that
Yeah.
battle damage head sculpt.
But even those Sideshow exclusives, you can still get those in Hong Kong, right? I mean, you can easily still buy those. They still give them out. They just call them special edition, which is just a exclusive here in the US, right? So, but I don't know if they
Right.
make it only for them or something like that, I guess.
Or they do that
Um,
like, like they do that. Let's say if they order 50,000 of Vader, do 10,000 that's like that. All Sideshow is like that. All Sideshow is exclusive. Whatever you buy, it's all exclusive. And the other 5,000, you sell it from Hong Kong. And then the rest are just what, whatever
yeah.
the resellers are going to
That's
buy.
what I'm saying. Like they can still technically sell it, but I think you make Sideshow a little bit more. But like I said, if I'm Sideshow, I'm coming down and saying, like exclusives or not, or whatever it may be, people aren't buying our shit anyway. No one's buying rescue from us. No one's buying this stuff from us. We gotta stop overstock. I think we can all agree that Sideshow having the Mark 50 and the Hulkbuster and Captain Marvel and all these brand new figures discounted already, it's been a good thing for them. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna try to limit that in some shape or form. They have to. I would assume that they have, unless they're just like, well, technically, right? The way it would work is that if they're holding $10,000 worth of shit, and they can depreciate that back on their taxes. So maybe they're getting like a tax, break from that, I guess, because technically now is losses on their business, because the value has gone down on it. So you could, I guess, do that, but I don't think that's really what they're focused on. You know what I mean? I think they're gonna order less. I mean, what do you think? I mean, I kept thinking that they were going to, the Arena Boba Fett was going to go back in stock, but it
I
hasn't.
still I still feel like it's going back in stock. They're just making us feel a little better right now about ourselves. Like, hey, you know what? I got an exclusive, sort of thing.
And
And
if it doesn't, do you feel like that's the turning point? This is like the
they,
first step.
maybe, but then again, that's like a summer exclusive, so you can kind of attribute that to that, But if the moment I see a regular release that's out of stock and in consecutive, like in the next 3 months, let's say Toby Maguire is gone in the first 3 months, and then Andrew Garfield is gone, then I would believe that their Hot Toys itself is doing low stocks now. And with that,
Right.
and that would, I guess, encourage people to pre-order again. But up until then,
Yeah,
I
there's no
don't
point.
know. Yeah, there's no point. There's no point. And
No,
and with Sideshow, they can ask Hot Toys all they want. It's like, hey man, do 5,000 of this, or this. And I bet you like Hot Toys itself would have a discount if they order more. It's like, hey, if you order 5,000, this Vader is 200, but if you order 10,000, it'll be 150. So Sideshow is going to be like, all right, you know what? Give me 10,000, and then come
Right.
spectacular, I just slap a 10% off on this one, and we'll just,
Yeah, it's hard to say. You know what I mean? What they're going to do for sure, but I mean, it's going to be interesting. I think over the next few months, what's going to happen, because I think today was the fun was the what was, it was interesting, I guess, what we saw from Hot Toys, but I don't think they're going to pursue, like you said, anything after this. I don't think they're going to come out and be like trying to do a lawsuit or anything. You know what I mean?
no,
But
it's
yeah,
Asia.
yeah, they can't do anything. But at least it shows, like, on screen that Hot Toys cares about their brand. But do they, or is that Sideshow driven? You know what I mean? Like which one really is it? So I kind
It
of
feels
asked.
like a save face kind of thing for me, at least. It looks like a save
Yeah,
face kind of like, hey man, you gotta say. It's kind of like it's like your girlfriend, got but in a bar, and a guy hit on her. I was like, you gotta say something, and the guy is so big. It was like, dude, you can't do that to my girl, man. Sorry, we gotta go, but got an appointment, but can't do that next time. But
right.
yeah, man,
Yeah, that's what that's like.
it'll be interesting to see. Like, we all know what Asia does. It's like, all right, they shut down Toys Wonderland. You know what? Tomorrow they're gonna pop up as like, I don't know, Park Wonderland or something. It's like they don't
Yeah,
have
yeah.
an actual they don't have an actual operational site. They don't have a brick and mortar that it's almost impossible for these. It's like third party figures. Can't shut them
You know what's
down.
funny? It's funny because people were saying, Ryan, was his name Ryan from Justin's, when Justin came out and was complaining that Hot Toys kicked them out or something, right? They didn't allow him to take photos,
Mhm.
right? So something along those lines. Isn't he back now taking photos or something like that, right? He's back
Yeah.
to normal, like he can. I'm like, am I wrong there? Right? Can someone
I think
correct?
he's
Yeah,
back.
Ryan
I don't know.
Kirkland.
Like, there you go, Lewis.
He
Like,
was,
what's going on there? But yeah. Oh,
let's
Lewis,
see,
it's on
so yeah.
the Sideshow. I mean, not Sideshow. It's a Hot Toys story, so you can see it from there. But yeah, single songwriter. Eventually, I see U.S. Custom getting involved, and nothing from Toys will ever reach U.S. shores. Maybe, but I don't know, man. Like, is Hot Toys really that big of a deal here? Like,
I would have to step for that one.
right? Like, this is not like we see in Walmart or something. This is a very, unique product. Like,
Can you imagine if this happens though?
yeah, that'll be
Imagine if
crazy.
that happened,
That'll be crazy.
dude. That would
If you can't sell it in US, who are you going to sell it to? People in Asia? It's just like,
people in Europe. I think that's their big market. I think people in Europe. But yeah, imagine if that actually happens.
yeah,
It's a
it's
safe. I would be like, oh, he bumps it all the time, but they can't say that's not good for Hot Toys. So yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Hey man,
Hot Toys is
500,000
getting
plus, like,
Hot Toys is getting a lot of exposure from Justin and Toys Wonderland. They're making a lot of money out of those, So it's
hey man,
definitely
even if you
like,
buy those accounts, I guess. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
only taking photos at public events, not a secret base like he did before. Okay, yeah. I feel like Sideshow is the only one who does not like Justin. And Hot
Yeah,
Toys
well,
secretly likes Justin, but they can't say shit because Hot
that's
Toys is
right.
gonna wipe.
Well, why would okay, so again, if I'm Hot Toys now, right? I'm like, well, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, well, I mean, at the end of the day, our fucking figures are costing us like $20. You know what I mean? To make $20, $25. And
Right.
shit, if we can sell them to like Toys Wonderland for 60, and we can sell them 10,000 of them.
Right.
Fuck, let's do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
You
it's
know
to
what I
their
mean?
benefit. It's to their benefit. And
Like, that makes sense. That's my point. Like, I don't think people think that like I don't want this to happen. I'm just saying, like, from a sideshow and then Hot Toys standpoint, like, where are they at? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't think Hot Toys cares, man. I think they're just making a shit ton of money.
yeah, single songwriter Hot Toys protecting their brand name. When you devalue their product like they value currency, it's not a good outcome. But do they really care about that single songwriter? Because they're still the best. It's not like we're saying, hey man, because they're so cheap now, the quality has lost touch.
Right.
I think they're just worried about being the best. And so far they are.
Here's the thing. They released this statement here, and they said it has recently come to our attention. Motherfuckers, where have you guys been for the last 2 years? You know what I mean?
Right?
You have no idea who Toys Wonderland was? Really? You really had no idea who Toys Wonderland was this whole time?
You haven't seen
Okay.
Justin's review?
It's like, dude. So obviously, this is a sideshow thing pushing them. So I don't think they care about their brand. Why would they
Yeah.
care about their brand? And they're like, hey man, HasLabs and Hasbro, they sell a shit ton of money too. Like, hey man, we'll be a glorified Hasbro. We don't care. They're making money, dude. So I
if
don't
if
think
they
so.
really do, they would have numbered his figures. But they just, I
Or,
feel like,
or
hey,
they would have came out with a statement about a year and a half ago, right? They would have
yeah.
came out with this maybe a year ago. They would have come out and be like, "Yo, this has to stop," and they would have made changes to it right now. But they're not. So you know what I mean? What is saying? I think Sideshow business.
Hot Toys numbers are buying. I agree with you, Hot Toys not mer. They're not resellers. They are legit business at this point. But that's with that being said, that's so hard to stop. As
How
like
do you
they would
stop
just how do you stop it? They're just gonna rebrand their name. And I get it from Sideshow standpoint. I really do. Like when they bullied them, like quote unquote bullied, I didn't even call that bullying. But when they had them shut down, I see it from Sideshow standpoint. They're hurting Sideshow's bottom line. And I definitely agree with the hey, if I own Sideshow, I would do everything in my power to shut down Toys Wonderland as well.
Oh, 100%, dude.
If I own
I
Sideshow,
would have, there was a single songwriter, what he said about the US Customs, dude, I would have tried to do that shit a long time ago.
yeah.
Maybe you should send that. I was like, maybe you should go ahead and send that over to Sideshow and be like, have you guys tried doing this? You know what I mean? Like, like what have you guys done? Tried doing at this point? You know what I mean?
Anonymous letter.
Yeah, it's like Ryan Kirkwood was banned from summer. He never got in. The pictures he took were well after media only. He was allowed as a public guest. Ah, I see. Okay.
Maybe they
Yeah.
didn't. Maybe they didn't know who he was because he's not. Like he's. I wouldn't put too much stock into that. Or maybe it's just Sideshow. Kind of like, hey, we don't want those two guys in there. Like
Look, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what Hot Toys does. It doesn't matter what they say. It's almost irrelevant because here's the only thing that matters. How is Toys Wonderland getting all this stock?
I know.
Where are they getting it from? That's the only thing that matters. Where are they getting it from?
Don't tell me they have a big ass warehouse.
Right. Where are they getting it from? Hot Toys.
Lil Walker, I'm not paying $250 for something that was selling for $100. I would just not buy the product. Hey, we don't blame you, Leon. Hey, Toys Wonderland is as shady as they come. It's just like we're not advocating anyone to buy that there whatsoever. We're just discussing the facts here, which is
right.
We just feel like
Toys
they
Wonderland,
benefit.
Yeah, if you buy from Toys Wonderland and you use a debit card, you will probably never see your money again, right? Like you probably will never see it.
Right. Because debit card is like what, 90 days or 60 days, something like that.
60 days, 60, 90 days, yeah, something like that. My point is you will probably never see it. Like there's risks to this. And for the most collectors, I wouldn't say do it, right? Like we were saying, if you're experienced, you know what you're doing, you're willing to, take the risk, hey, it's there as an option, but it has to be worth it. You guys should be surprised about how that is done.
Oh, I know, YG. I got my Professor Hulk for like didn't I tell you like the Asian website? I got a Hulk for $240 shipped. I got it nice and clean. So yeah, this is why we're talking was like when they say it was like, hey, you know what? Their market is the Asian market. Is it? Why do they have like an abundance of stock there? Why is Toys Wonderland only selling to export here? Like, so
yeah. What's has no stock? They have runners like the auto parts business only because they're invited.
Hey, I don't.
So,
I believe that. I believe
Yeah,
the,
exactly.
the 2-pack that they sold us doesn't really exist.
Yeah. So okay. So let's say let's say I don't know, Will. Oh, actually, no, I'm not going to use Will's name. Let's say Riley owns Toys Wonderland. Let's say Riley owns Toys Wonderland. He's like, hey man, I got orders for 5 Gwen Stacy's for $110. Go get some from Secret Base. All right, cool. Now we're gonna. I have to go. Go get 5 from Boba Fett. All right. And then the more sales you have, I need to keep going back. Hot Toys is being like, this dude is keeps buying 5 and 10 and 5
Yeah.
and 10s. Like, how big is your collection, bro? Obviously, at that point, it's hot.
That's
It's
all
Toys
red
Wonderland.
flags. Yeah.
Like,
You'll
it's
be like, dude, that summer showcase that they did, don't tell me they only sold like 2 Bobas or 5
right.
or 10. I don't care how many runners they have. I don't know if they have like 500 runners. I mean, I don't even know. I don't even have 500 people on my Facebook or Instagram or
Yeah.
whatever. Like something's going down here.
Yeah,
Something's
dude.
going
Look,
down.
if I'm Toys Wonderland and I get a ticket, they're like from I don't know, was it Toys Wonderland's owner's name?
I don't forgot to it. Philip.
Philip gives me, he's like, all right, here's your order, man. Go get 5 Gwens, 5 Bobas, 10 Spideys, 20 Iron Man. Cool. I go to Secret Base and I give them that. Next day, here's another one. And next day, here's another one. It's like, dude, they don't have that many runners. You know what I mean? So I think Hot Toys is in on it. Or
I
they're
think
like,
it's,
hey,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what? Or maybe they just text the dude. They're like, hey, here's what I need. Same spot? Cool. 1 in the morning pickup. You know what I mean? No one's like,
Load it on
fell
my
off our
van.
truck. Not even.
Load it on my van.
Rolled from one bag to the next.
It's like if you're a Secret Base, it's like you really like Gwen Stacy, don't you? It's like,
dang, yeah, she's my favorite character. That's why I bought like 1,000 of them. You know what I mean?
dude. I mean,
Like,
here's where I stand on this. At the end of the day, I like competition.
yeah,
It's okay. It's toys, right? I'm not taking this too seriously. I mean, I know that they're bad for Sideshow. They're bad for Sideshow
right.
because of legal whatever. They're not official distributor. But for me, it's not like they're selling kids, right? Like in the aftermarket
Right.
kids. Toys. It's really expensive toys. It's your discretion now. You buy, and this is fully out there. You buy from Toys Wonderland. Most like there's a 50-50 chance that your order's gonna be messed up or either in good condition. So it's a risk
I would
that
say
you
like
want to
75%
take.
chance, bro. You know what I
75.
mean? It's like
Let's raise that to
it's like
75%.
a high chance. It's a high chance. I bought 3 things. All 3 things are not coming. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
but you bought a couple things and you got them all. So it's like it's you just take a risk at this point.
You
You know what I mean? And Mafia bought something and he's like, yeah, man. He's like, they lost it. And I'm like, well, you know what I mean? It happens.
Alvin was like, even if they have a million runners, it's not profitable. That's why we're saying they don't have a million runners.
Bro.
That's what we're
Exactly.
saying.
There's only so much you can pay to someone's grandma, dude, and they can't carry that many boxes. You know what I mean? Like they can't carry that many boxes.
For
Iron
them
are heavy.
For them to sell that store that I don't know, for anyone who lives in Hong Kong, how much is a transport trooper, like straight off Secret Base? Is it $100? I don't even know how much that converts in Hong Kong dollars. Is it like 900 Hong Kong dollars? Because they're selling transport trooper for $100, like 112.
100.
So
100. Yeah, and then shipped is like 127 or something.
Right, shipped. If you choose the lowest shipping, right, which they offer now.
Yeah.
So in math, if you just calculate it, if Secret Base is selling it for $100, if they're selling it for $100, and now they pay the runner and all that stuff, so they're breaking even. What kind of business is that? Why would you even do that, right? Like unless you got that transport trooper for $50. So at this point, you'll be like, hey, it's publicity. It was like they're already big. They don't need to create a sale to be noticed. So with them making this sale, they are, they're making money, even though it's like bottom prices. This summer sale. Dude, like, didn't we talk about that? This is the thing with Toys Wonderland. This is their MO. They would mark down the price so low, and then they would kill you in shipping. They'll be like, hey, the shipping price for this is like $120. That's how they make their money. They didn't do that this last sale. They had like the boat and the Vantage, so you can't
Right.
argue with that point. So either they're just trying to lose money on
Yeah.
purpose, or they got it for really cheap.
Yeah, they have to have gotten it. And that's what we've said, right? Look, man, I don't care what anyone really says at this point. And again, I want to make sure that it's clear. We're not saying buy from Toys Wonderland. If anything, we're saying you probably shouldn't buy from Toys Wonderland, but it's an option, right? The fact that they're selling a figure for 110, people some have said, well, maybe they're only making like $10-$20. They're not making $10-$20 on the figure, bro. They're probably making a lot more than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would expect them to do so. There's just no way. I think they overcharge shipping by that much because of even then. Even then, I still think they're making a lot of money on that. They have
Yeah.
to. They have to be making. And you're right. Like runners and all that stuff, it doesn't do 550.
Oh
Damn.
shit! That is that really the price for the transporter trooper?
How much is that? What is that, like $800? No,
No,
sorry,
dude. Oh, 850?
$80?
Because I
Hold on,
think the
I'm doing it right
transport
now.
trooper and their price is like 900.
That's $70.07.
Damn. So
$70.
I mean, if that's the case, then maybe they don't have a hookup. But still, $70 to sell it for 112. That's like $40
Yeah.
profit, I
Well, they still
guess.
do have a hookup, right? Because Hot Toys, because it could have been like, it's a red flag that you're buying this many troopers. You know what I mean? But they don't care. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But if Hot Toys is selling it for 70, they have to be making it for like $20 or something like that. You know what I
Right.
mean? To be selling it for $70 our secret base. So maybe that's what it is.
Andrew said we need Sideshow, which keeps anglers from jacking up price. European buyers want fears. Yeah, yeah. You know, like for people in Europe, resellers are the way to go. I mean, but then again, Andre, don't you have like official retailers there? When I say that, I'm not trying to be elitist here. I'm saying it's like, guys, you just got to buy from your official distributors. It's just like buy wherever you want to. Buy from BSD, buy from eBay. It's I don't care where you buy it from, but we're just like having a conversation here about what might be happening. Oh, Alvin says no way the price is 550 at Secret Base. I don't know, man. 550 seems to be like really low. That's like $70,
Yeah,
like you said.
that's $70. Yeah. So
God
yeah,
damn.
remember when Toys Wonderland and all that was a thing when people were like, yeah, like day one, and people were paying like $200 over the figure.
Yeah,
You know,
those
like
days are
like
gone.
yeah, dude, that's just not happening no more. And they were making a buttload.
Yeah,
No
troopers are
wonder.
220 on sale there, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
exactly, dude.
man.
If I was so,
Viking says we
yeah,
have resellers in Europe.
oh, there you go. I mean, look, man, if I'm Sideshow, right, and we keep talking about it, but if I'm Sideshow, like, dude, 10% isn't gonna cut it. You gotta
Yeah.
offer something significant, like $75 off Captain America. That's a pretty good deal for a Captain America, and you get the customer support and all that. They don't have to match the pricing. They just have to be pretty low where it's like, oh, well, it's like $50 more or $40 more. Yeah, but I get 5% in rewards and I get customer service from Sideshow, or you know what I mean? Something where it's still more, but it's
Right.
still worth it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
Leon was like, don't you have to pre-order everything at Secret Base? That's according to
apparently
them,
not.
right? But I guess you can just walk, in the back door and be like, hey man, I need some get Gwen
Yeah,
Stacy out here.
because weren't people saying like, yeah, you have like 2 weeks and you have to put like
Yeah, like
50% down and
they need a ticket or something like that. Or
yeah, you get like the fortune cookie thing or whatever they give you, the little paper, whatever. That's how they keep their track of everything. But it's like, dude, I didn't understand it because it's like, if that's the case, then how are they still have stock afterwards? You know what I mean? I was like, dude, that doesn't make any sense at all to me. But
dude, like
you know,
honestly, if I feel like because the most we've seen from Sideshow for the most part is like 10% off, most part, right?
yeah,
Free shipping,
yeah,
10% off.
10%,
I think this is the
maybe
first
15,
time,
maybe 15.
right? Like this summer's the Sideshow Con, they put some 15s out there, like with
15.
they put some
Captain
15s. Like
Rex,
there's more Captain Rex and what do you call that?
that
Captain
was
Marvel.
Armor was discounted. Scout Trooper with the Grogu was 15% off. Endgame Cap was 15%. Everything, a lot of things were 15% off or more.
Yeah.
20% off were like Neon Tech War Machine, you know what I mean? Those kind of things, which those are so cheap right now. Like, dude, they're never gonna move those.
Or if I was Sideshow, right? Like if you can't do that, incentivize us because you want real money. If you
Right.
buy something, yes, it's 10% off. I can't match whatever, like I can't match the almost 40% of rescue from Toys Wonderland.
Right. It's impossible for you.
It's just impossible. So if you buy rescue, because you gotta make it to a point where now you're gonna make me decide whether the extra $50 or $60 from Sideshow is worth it, right? To avoid the headache of Toys Wonderland.
Right.
But I can't give you 30% off. Why don't you just give me reward points? If you buy, for example, so that means I can get you back. Like you would buy from me again because I gave you reward
Right.
points that would expire in a year. So if you buy, for example, rescue, yes, I can't give you a rescue for 220. I'll give you a rescue for what's 10% off. Let's say 370 or 380, but I'll give you $60 in reward points or whatever the percentage is.
Ooh, see, that would be good. That would
So
be good.
now you would be a repeat customer because you bought this,
Now
which is
yeah, because now it's not 360. Now it's like that's $300.
now it's $300. Now you got the customer service of Sideshow, but on Sideshow's mind,
Hey,
because
that's a good idea.
hey, if you can't spend that 60 in a year, you lose it, then that means you kind of didn't get a discount anyway. Or if you use it, then that means you got to come back to us and purchase from us again. The risk for that is maybe I buy a lot. You buy a lot of figures, you accumulate that points, now you get a free figure. But at the end of the day, then I sold a lot of figures. You know what I mean? So it's
exactly.
a win-win. I sold a lot of figures so you can get this. So
Hey, that's actually a good idea, man. Like, discount the figure by 10%. Like a Mark 50. Hey, 10% off right now, free shipping. You get $70 or $60 in rewards. You're like, hey, man, that's not that bad. It's not sounding so bad now. You know what I mean? $75 in rewards. You're like, that sounds very tempting.
Right, because now you got to factor in that and Lewis was right. Yeah, the BBTS used to do this. You could get store credit because even though you're paying out of pocket 360, but it's not like you're one and done. It's not like you're done buying stuff, you know. So it was like, man, my next purchase is gonna be $60 less. I think that is the most realistic, like that they can do now. And I'm not saying match it completely. You can't be like $200 more expensive. It's just not gonna cut it. You can't even be $150 more expensive. But if you're only expensive by $60, $70, including tax, some collectors might pause and be like, you know what? Even though I'm paying the right amount here, my next figure, if I buy 3 figures, it's gonna be enough for me to get a free figure because of all those rewards.
You don't have to pay. And well, $50 is definitely a decent amount. You don't have to worry about it. Right. You don't get that headache of like, oh, it got lost. Right.
Right.
It's like,
right.
That'd be a really good idea, man. I actually like that one a lot. Hey,
Dude,
man, we can't compete with pre-orders. We can't compete with Hong Kong, but our customer service is still better. Let's give them enough reward. Call this a day. Yeah, hey, that's a good one.
And you know what? You know why we're even thinking about it? Because they exist. If these Hong Kong resellers are not here, we wouldn't even be thinking of ways that Sideshow can benefit us. We'll just be like, we'll just take what they want. It's like, hey, we'll give you 10%. Just take it. You know, it's just here you go. It's kind of like what happened to Hot Toys. I feel like they kind of felt the heat, not completely threatened by InArt, but they kind of felt the heat because honestly, last year we didn't get an announcement for a one-off. We didn't have one, like not one announcement, right? This year we already have like what, 4? Because even though Wolverine is technically Marvel, what are you going to pair him with? There's no other X-Men out there, so he's kind of considered one-off, right? Like that's him. RoboCop, one-off. What else was the one-off out there? Neo. As much as people hated Neo, they put it out there, knowing that no one's gonna pre-order that. They're probably like, whatever. And they're
Buzz Lightyear, right?
Buzz Lightyear. You know, we had a bunch of these because I think like when InArt puts their lineup out, it was like, all right, they're kind of like targeting the 80s kids, the 90s kids, or whatever. And we're like, all right, you know what? Let's take some loss here. Put out that RoboCop and call it a day. Just bang the door hard enough that we get their attention to look this way. And I think that's what's happening with Sideshow and Hong Kong retailers, because right now we're thinking of creative ideas just to just to do that. Oh God, Bob Dylan.
Skip what you say. He hates Toys Wonderland. Morbius, yeah, that's
Morbius. Yeah, I guess that's a one. Everyone knows no one's gonna buy that Morbius. Maybe they already have like the license or whatever, but
Do you have anything on pre-order right now?
no, I don't pre-order anymore. Out of those things, I think I'm gonna buy them all outside of like Mark 3
Yeah.
is amazing. Mark 3 is just
Yeah.
like a must-have. I think I'm
Yeah,
gonna buy
yeah.
them all, but I'm not gonna pre-order a single one of them until you show me. Because imagine, like, I already have like in mind like 9 figures that I want from that. If I save $50 out of the 9 figures, dude, that's a lot of money.
450,
That's
yeah.
almost $500, So
Yeah.
that's why
I
I'm-
did pre-order 3. I pre-ordered 3 only because I know that I don't want to deal with another company for these. So I did pre-order Wolverine, Iron Man, and Darth Vader. That's
Mhm.
it. That's all I have. It was like the Taskmaster. Remember when I got her, I was like, fuck, how low can she go? I was like, she went real fucking low. You know what I mean? So that's all I have. I have nothing, and they're already paid off, right? Like even these 3 figures, because I think the total was like, I don't know, a little bit over 1,000. So I was like, okay, so I put that on the savings account and stuff. It's already on the side, so it's paid off. That's how I do it. But aside from that, man, I don't have anything. Right now, like I have on my list here of things that release that I want. I really want a Vision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm like, how low can Vision get? You know what I mean? That's where I'm at.
Dude, that is no buzz whatsoever with that figure. And Vision is kind of like quote unquote rare because the previous Vision was like years ago. It's not even that good. But no,
Yeah.
nothing. That I see that like the next Taskmaster. And the next one would be Winter Soldier. Like it feels like it's just so lukewarm to collectors. We're like,
I think if I can get a Vision for like 150 to 160, I'll probably pull the plug. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty good, I think, overall. I think that'll be fine. But dude, that's like nothing at this point. You know what I mean?
dude.
Toys Buying Agent is pretty much almost there. They're selling it
Yeah.
for
1,500 Hong
one.
Kong, something
I
like
think right
that.
now, no, it's 1260 right now.
Damn, it's 1260. So it's
Yeah,
getting there.
1260. I look at this all the time, bro. At least every other 2 days, I'm looking at, because I'm telling you, I have 2 figures right now on my list: the Vision and the Grogu set. That Grogu set's gonna be like $20 one day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just waiting for that.
Because dude, like there's so many SKUs. For example, that Wolverine has with like 4.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
one of them is bound to not sell. At least one of them is bound to not sell. I mean, I want the deluxe, but
the Vision after the 50 Hong Kong discount right now before shipping, 154. Right now it's 154.
154 before shipping.
Before shipping, yeah. But remember that Tim sent, once COVID eases up, he will eventually have free shipping.
Right. Dude, at 154, that's my sweet spot right there.
Yeah, that's me right there. And right now with Tim Sen, I have a free shipping figure because I bought the Arena Boba Fett and one of the straps came broken, so I just sold it. And he goes, okay, so he gave me enough right now to have free shipping, so I may just move on this Vision and buy it for 154. You know what I mean? So I have to. I made it come out to like 158 or something. I'm like, that's like, even if Hot Toys Wonderland does a 130 special, okay, $20. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can.
Big deal. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna cry about it,
dude. This is what Will asked this question, right? Like he said, I think in one of his streams, like, for the right price, would you get every figure? Well,
yeah,
I mean, not
100%.
right. Like that was my point too. Was like we always talk about when the prices were rising up. We'd be like, oh, you can't keep up because with all these prices, you got to be selective. But what if they're lower than ever? Because I've been collecting since 2010. Bane was 180. And Vision is 150. 10 years later. I'm not saying Bane and Vision are the same.
Right.
But we're talking about the releases here. It's lower than ever. So why wouldn't you? Right? Like,
see, right now, if 158, let's say my Vision comes out, because I have that. 158, which is probably what mine's gonna come out to. Maybe 158, maybe 159, something like that. Dude, I can turn around and sell it and I'll lose $20. But that dude who bought it from Sideshow, it's like, dude, you're paying 260 plus shipping plus taxes. You know what I mean? But no, you're right, dude. Like, and what's great is that I love Marvel. So Marvel's sitting, every figure sitting, and Marvel figures are sitting even harder. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, all right, cool. Like I'm telling you, I have a list, and it's just like Taskmaster is there, and all those different things are in there. I'm just like, how low can those dudes go? You know what I mean? But for the right price, yeah, dude, I think you can get any figure, because even if it's $150, and as long as you are responsible and you don't need that 150 right away or for whatever it may
Right.
be, you sit on that 3 years, 4 years, whenever it sells out, even if it doesn't go above retail, but you sell it for retail or $20 under, you're still making a lot of money on it. You know what I mean? I was like, that's still fine for me. You know what I
Dude.
mean? So
And I told this to, like, okay, so Lewis is like, I'd be inclined to purchase, I gotta have emotional connection. And I get that, like, especially if
Yeah.
you're lacking space and all that stuff. But let's be honest here, like when you purchase Hot Toys, if I'm just gonna buy everything with emotional, I mean, I like a lot of things, So even let's say that Taskmaster, Black Widow is not my favorite movie ever, but I like Taskmaster. I like the design, so I'm not gonna buy it for 250, but for 127, hell yeah, I'm gonna buy that. Because here's how I think about it, right? Like, it's entertainment for us. You to be entertained, you gotta spend money, whether that's going to a bar, whatever the case is, going to a bar, watching a movie, whatever the case is. Now, love chat. God damn, love chat. But I don't have a mod, so I guess this is, okay, block user. Okay. But for that price, it's almost the price of going to a movie. Because if you go with your girlfriend, wife, whatever the case is, you go out. If you go in a movie, you eat outside as well. You're pretty much going to spend $100, if not more. You buy a figure, you
Right.
change your mind. You get that experience. You unboxed it. It's like, you played around with it a little bit, and then you change your mind. It's like, whatever, it's not for me. You sold it for, let's say that Vision, you bought it for 150, you sold it for 130, you lost $20. I mean, $20 is not even, it's not even, I don't know, like half a tank, just
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
At this
whatever,
point, it's like yeah.
for
And
that
my
price.
thing,
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if I buy it for 150, dude, and I'm like, okay, if I sell this, I'm gonna have to sell it for 130. How badly do I need 130 though? Maybe you do
Exactly.
need 130. Maybe you need
Maybe
130 really badly. And that's fine. But for me, I'm like, 130 isn't gonna move the needle. If I need some, I have an emergency fund, I'm financially responsible. So for me, it's 130. It's not gonna do it. Now, if it's like 10 of those or 15 of those, sure, that's a lot more money. But 130, I'm like, I don't need 130 bad enough. I'll just put this fucker away. You know what I mean? I'm just
right,
gonna
put it
put
on
it
a
in the
box
corner.
and forget about it.
Yeah, it's like I spent like, dude, I will always tell this story. I went to Mastro's for my dad's birthday back in April 6th, no, 10th. I went for his birthday. And in one night, we drank. I typically never, ever, drink or any other stuff, right? So, but I had like a glass of wine and all those different, I think I had like maybe one or two, and and had some, steaks and stuff. Dude, it came out to like, I didn't even realize how much it was coming out to. It came out to $1,000, bro.
Jesus.
$1,000 bill. So I'm like, dude, if I'll spend $1,000 stupidly sometimes because I made a mistake, I'll eat 130. You know what I mean? Like, I'll eat 130 anyway.
And dude, when we say that, it's kind of like, hey, man, of course, be responsible. I'm not
Right,
saying
of course.
just, you gotta pay your rent and then you see $120 figure. You gotta get that first. No, I'm
Right.
talking to the people who can, who can afford to buy 4 or 5 Hot Toys every month for a regular price, but choose not to because
Right.
they don't want to spend 1,000, right? But boy, if you see like 130, because again, 130 is nothing nowadays. 150 is like, like it's
Right.
as a form of entertainment. Plus, it's so easy to dispose 120 to 130 easily. Somebody's going to buy that right away compared to, and then you lose 20 compared to if you sell Vision for, I don't know, 270 and you lost 20. No one's going to buy 270 Vision. But I bet
No.
you post that on BSD, somebody's going to buy a Vision for 130 right away. You still both lose $20, but yours is is going to fly off the shelf so much faster than in 130 than 270.
And
That's
honestly,
my point. Like, you got it. You play around with it. You enjoyed it. You got the feeling. You got rid of it. Your hands are clean. So.
And honestly, man, and if you bought Vision for 150, you listed for 150. The only thing you're losing was fees and shipping, which is gonna be like $15. Yeah, like something like that. So it's not the end of the world, bro. It's a fucking haircut at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I mean, Alvin, you can,
exactly my
open a foundation or something, but
exactly my point, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, well, I understand that. Hey, you're going out and you're getting an experience with your wife, and you're having a nice experience for that money, and I get all that. That's fine. That's wonderful. But what we're saying is that what is the value of that? So like a Vision, 260, whatever that figure is, shipping and tax. If you go to from Sideshow, that's $300. Tim Cent right now is 152. Probably like you'll probably pay for 180 out the door, right? Like I can get it for less because I have discounts right now. But my point being is like, dude, you're losing a very minimal amount. You know what I mean? And like, what's
Mhm.
funny is that every time I flip my Hot Toys on Facebook, I sell them cheap because there were some other dudes selling them even cheaper. You know what I mean? I just happen to sell them a lot lower. We enjoy the
Pop
sweetest.
King,
Why is it a crime
yeah.
machine? After a while,
Exactly.
yeah,
That's our point. Like we're willing to lose money, but I guess my point here is that, and I'm not talking about this you taking away from any enjoyment. I'm assuming you guys
right,
have
right, right,
good jobs and
right.
responsible enough to know that, hey, you know what? I got extra 150 here. So you got two options. Buy that Vision, for example, for 150. If you see a really good deal, that's a caveat to that. If you see a really good deal, so you got two options. Either keep your 150 in your checking account, or buy that Vision that if you change your mind, guess what? You can still get your 150 back, or even 120, or even 110 back. You lost $40.
Right.
Like $40 of entertainment nowadays will get you to a cinema with
Yeah.
a large popcorn. That's pretty much it. But my point was like, I get it if you don't have space, fine. But Gerard is asking, what kind of barber do you go to? They only charge $15, I guess.
I mean, I don't know, dude. And I'm
See, Leo says
I mean, I
spend $100 taking some friends to the movies last night. Yeah, I think this
exactly.
is the way how to get rid of their contract with Sideshow, and just because hey, they could do that too. We keep on saying they should open their own website, buy directly from
Yeah.
them.
You know what's interesting? I actually said this, and I said, Hot Toys may not give a fuck about Sideshow because they're saying they're like, oh well, we need Sideshow to distribute. Do you though? Because a lot of us $1,000 Joe Government art, and
Yeah,
they can distribute in. You know what
I
I
don't know,
mean?
man.
Maybe.
Asmus is way smaller than Hot Toys, and they have their own website and can they sell their own things. 30 does the same thing, same price across the board in Hong Kong and US. So the fact
Yeah.
that I don't get this from Hot Toys. Like you said, they need each other, and that's probably
Yeah.
why they don't have their own website. Because imagine if they have a website, how many people are going to visit Sideshow? How many people are still really going to visit Sideshow website to look at their premium format figures? I mean, statues,
Yeah. I mean, and maybe at that point it would be like where if Sideshow owns it, then they definitely probably would get customs involved to not like Hot Toys products. And as you said, they need one and the other, right?
Yeah.
But let's be honest, while we cannot prove it, nor we have sources for any of this. I strongly believe Hot Toys is being like, "Oops, we lost Gwen Stacy's." You know what I mean? That's what I strongly.
It's like
So
we misplaced those 5,000 stormtroopers, by the way.
it's like, what
Man,
happened?
where's
It was
those
a
shore
flood, and
troopers
they took them away.
where's those shore troopers that I left behind here? I don't know. They're on the
Yeah,
way
it's
to the
like,
US for some reason.
what happened to the troopers? Well, see, what happened is that I took a van of 50,000 of them at 2 in the morning, and I left the keys in the car. You know what I mean? And now it's gone.
Andre, that's kind of like we're talking about here.
Exactly.
But this is where Hot Toys reputation is amazing, right? Like, let's say
Yeah.
Sideshow kind of threatens them. It's like, dude, you know what? F you. You keep on doing this. I'm gonna take away your Marvel license. I'm gonna give it to 3-0. Can you imagine the horror that we're gonna get here? It was like, or Asimus was like, it was like, F you, we're gonna give the Star Wars license to Asimus. We're gonna be like, Hot Toys, can you make third-party figures, please? Hot Toys, for the love of God, make third-party figures and sell it just under the table. Because imagine that.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, Asus now has the license. So it's just like, oh, I guess we got Tony Stank all over again. So
Yeah. Dude,
man.
look what single songwriter said. That's interesting. Right? So Hot Toys does not have the warehouse space. They use Sideshow to have the stock room. Otherwise, Hot Toys would have a website by now. That's interesting.
Maybe from
Bec-
what I heard, this are being made in China, so they don't really quote unquote need a warehouse because the what do you call that? The factories are in China, but they ship it out to Hong Kong and secret base and all that stuff. So they don't really need a stock room per se,
Right.
But otherwise, Hot Toys would have a website by now. Single songwriter. I don't think stock rooms are the one that's keeping Hot Toys from not having a website.
Right.
With them asking. I mean, I'm pretty sure they can if they want to. I'm pretty sure they can rent. I mean, stock rooms are stock rooms. They don't need to be in downtown LA. They could be in the most remote area in California or something.
Right.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
I don't think that's what's stopping them.
Yeah, I know.
168. Yeah, man, we got Carlos in here, so
The quarter of a Hot Toy. Yeah, man. Hot Toys
is an online website, but they can't sell though.
They can't sell. Yeah, they cannot sell. And that's the thing, maybe they evolve. I think today what's happening though, it's very interesting to see what Hot Toy is saying, but it just feels like a Sideshow flex at this point. You know what I mean? First of all, let's just be honest, right? Not trying to be racist here, but dude, if that press release would have been in Hong Kong, you know what I mean, or their language, and then in English, I would have bought that. That shit was straight English, bro. Okay, like come on, dude. Like that it looks like it was written by Sideshow. Like you know what I mean? Like come on now.
Yeah.
That was not
that is a flex that they were like, hey, you know what? Can you poke this? Because they didn't say anyone else, right? They just said Toys Wonderland. They never mentioned Tim Cent. I know they fly under the radar, but don't tell me Hot Toys doesn't. It was like we recently got into our attention. It was like, where have you been? It's like
it's like so you just barely found out about Toys Wonderland. It's like how'd you know? Okay, it just didn't make sense, right? So it's like they don't care, dude. Because if they did, they would have, like I said, they would have done a year ago. They would have done something by now. So no, it's definitely a Sideshow thing. Sideshow's like, hey man, we have all this stock is sitting. You guys gotta help us at least show some good faith for us. Make a post. Maybe that post will make people stop buying from Toys Wonderland. I don't know. You know what I mean? But they don't care. You would need for Hot Toys when $100,000 come in.
Single songwriter. Imagine a server would you need when I don't know single songwriter. Like again, 3.0 is not small. Like they can afford a website. I think Hot Toys at this point in their careers, they could hire some good IT guys for them not to crash. I mean, like Sideshow before. Again, I don't think this is not IT related. I think it's more of a trade of service related. This is not because it's not as simple as they don't have the capacity to do this.
Yeah. Well, this may be true. It may happen. I don't think there's a reason that's stopping them from creating one. Right. Two things can be true. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think the announcement of, let's say, Mark III would crash an eventual Hot Toys website. Like especially nowadays where there's no pre-orders anymore.
Right.
Because even if Hot Toys does that, let's say they make their own website, we're still under the impression. Let's say they completely gone away from Sideshow until you show me that you can sell out these figures, even though there's they're distributing their own figures. I'm still not going to pre-order from you, regardless if it's straight from Hot Toys.
No. I didn't even pre-order that Mark I honestly when it came out because I was like, oh, it's really cool and it's fine, but I never really. Well, I'm gonna get it. I'm just gonna wait. I don't know. I think the Mark III for me that I pre-ordered was just a unique because it made me love Marvel. You know what I mean? So I mean that's why I did it. But Hot Toys definitely tied to Sideshow. I remember when Hot Toys only made military figures early 2000s when this started to distribute. Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe Optical, you'll probably know this answer. Not sure.
I'm sure it is. That's what we're talking about. Like this is deeper than that. It's licenses. I mean, they're more popular than ever. They can do whatever license they want. I think Sideshow tremendously helps them acquiring some US licenses, and it's to their benefit and it's to Sideshow's benefit as well. Can you imagine if Sideshow gave that license to Asmus or 3.0? our
Dude, can
life
you
will be messed up.
imagine if they were to give it to NR though? Why do those figures like? Why would a battle damage Vader with real leather be 750? Fuck, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
really expensive then.
they're already
So
expensive without sideshow tax. Can you imagine with the
exactly,
sideshow tax?
exactly. But
Jeez.
that's actually interesting. I don't know if you heard this when John was with Leao. So I asked the question. I said, "Hey, what are your batch like?" Because he goes, "Well, we don't care sometimes if we make money or not." And I'm like, "Well," I asked him, "Since you don't care about whether a figure sells or not, can you tell me how big your batches were?" And he said, "Yeah, our Pennywise, we're making about 1,000. Our Gandalf, we're making 5,000 of them, and Joker between all three versions combined, it's about 15,000, and they're considered small batches." I'm like, damn. If Inart is a small company and they're getting 15,000 on the Joker, right, which was a huge hyped up thing, how many battle damage Mark 85s are out there?
Yeah,
500,000? Like
right.
fuck. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
and they're starting in the game. They don't even know if they can sell some because of the prices that they do have, So,
Right.
and when he says they're taking a loss, and I kind of believe them if they're only making that much, batches, and it's still $400. I always thought like Inart's strategy was not sustainable because they're so much
Yeah.
expensive and they're not, like especially the licenses that they have. But we'll see. But this Inart could be a good leverage for Sideshow if they could lower the price. They could be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, Hot Toys, stop playing your game." So I'd sponsor Inart, and
I just don't understand Inart's strategy there because like okay, we're gonna get people who are to 1/6 come up to us so they can eventually go to statues. Like I don't understand the concept there. You know
me
what I mean?
neither.
Because it's like okay, well I'm gonna make 1,000, but I'm gonna 1,000 Pennywise. I'm gonna sell them for $500. Cool. I mean that's a lot of money still, but it's like I just don't get that. Like, what if they don't sell? What you know what I mean? Like, and all these things that come with it, it just doesn't seem like, as you said, sustainable. Because are you real? Is that 1,000 figures worth it at $500? How much are you making on that? I don't know. It just doesn't seem like Well, we talked about like if we were in our, we would have taken figures at cost or almost at a loss to
Yeah,
get people hooked on our product,
right.
right? Because that's what big companies do, right? They'll take product at a loss because they know you're coming back for other stuff. Like I don't know, some stupid example now, like McDonald's or some shit, like
Right.
dollar cheeseburgers, because they're taking a loss on that or breaking even because they know you're going to come back for I don't know some stupid fries or something like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's what Inor was, right? We thought they were going to come in and be like slightly higher than Hot Toys, but be like leather and top quality and
right.
rooted. We're like, okay, like that starts making sense. But it's like $500 for fucking paper for a Pennywise. It's like, damn,
Yeah.
that's a lot of money. You know what I mean? So
I think that's what they should have done. It's like you said, hook us first and then slowly raise the price. Because every business that's starting, I mean, they're not starting, but they're starting new to the 1/6 business. You normally take a loss for the first 2-3 years. Like that's what every business, and then you just bake it up in tax, tax
yeah,
bracket and all that stuff. But they didn't. They come out of the gate where we're premium. And then most collectors, some would be like, "Hey, man, they're so much better. I would love to get them." But you don't want to talk to those guys. You got those guys anyway. You already have them. What you want to get is the guys who's penny pinching, who's going to Toys Wonderland to get this figure because they're like $100 cheaper than Sideshow. That's who you want to get. That's who you want to get
right.
hooked because that's the one who's going to buy your figures over and over. But they didn't do that. Like they took the guys, the small portion of the community who's willing to pay that much, and that's where it kind of like puzzles me. It's like, all right, I
Yeah,
mean, you
because
gotta
for
do what
me,
you
it
gotta do.
was like I was already with Queen Studios because I was already buying their half scale pieces or what life size pieces that I want. So I was already with them. So me buying these figures, I was like, well, I'm not a new customer.
Right.
I've been a customer at this point. You know what I mean? So yeah, you're right, 100%.
They what they should have done is like eliminate the doubt, because right now everything that you hear is like, oh man, that Pennywise is good, but not as twice as good as Hot Toys. You don't want to hear that in the early stages. You have to blow them out of the water, either that or you match the price. What you want to hear is just like, man, this Pennywise is so good, so much better than Hot Toys for $50 more. Why would you buy a Hot Toys? That's what you want to hear.
Look at Amazon. Look at Amazon. When they started out, they were barely making anything because they
Right.
were just about getting people hooked in the product. The small margin is where they lived, and they barely made it. They barely made it. They were losing money. But once you were hooked and they started producing more products, they blew up because you were already hooked on their product and it was so cheap. InArt could have been the same thing. Hey, we're
Yeah.
gonna make it just everything you want. Maintenance free. Leather, all that good stuff. Rooted hair, great sculpt, slightly more. Like let's say that Pennywise would have been like 320, 310, right? It's just like $40, $50 more than Hot Toys. You're like, damn, that's a good figure. I would have even probably moved
I
up
would get
on
that.
500, 550. I don't want. I don't love Pennywise. You know what I mean? Like,
that would fly if your competition is Asmus with that Gandalf. It was like, oh man, for $150 more, this is so much better than Asmus. And now you're competing with Hot Toys. Like that Batman.
Right.
How much better would that Batman that they're doing would be when Hot Toys twice as good? Are they using like you gotta eliminate the doubt because you're the rookie. You're the one who's trying to prove yourself. The comments that you should be getting is be like, man, I'd rather buy this than Hot Toys. Not that, man, twice its price.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of hard, right? Because sometimes like twice the price doesn't always mean like
twice as good.
Twice as good. Right? It just sometimes can be like a luxury good, like I don't know, Gucci or some shit. Like you can buy a $50 bag and it serves the same purpose as a $5,000 one.
Right.
But what we're saying more about is like for that collector who believes like I just want the best for that figure because I love that character. You can't drop that money on every single character, and eventually. You buy this figure for $550. What the fuck are you gonna resell it for if you ever wanted to? You know what I mean? Maybe you lose some money, maybe you don't. I don't know. But the whole point here is like you can't if I bought the Joker because I love the Joker, right? I'm looking at Pennywise. You know what? I actually wanted to buy the Gandalf, but I'm like $550. I don't like Gandalf that much. But hey, if it would have been like $360, hey, that's pretty good. Or Pennywise, okay, that's pretty good, but not for $500, $600. Have you heard of what the Joaquin Joker is supposed to be, or the rumor?
How much
it's
is
supposed
it
to be like $700 plus?
Jesus Christ! Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah,
it's supposed to be some crazy numbers,
dude. We're talking about like how to, like sell something. Like we don't know the aftermarket for these prices yet. You almost can't have buyer's remorse with InArt because there's no guarantee that you can sell this, that you can even remotely get close to what you paid for. We're cringing on the fact that you're going to lose, it's okay to lose $20-$40. That's easy when you're selling 150, you sold it for 120. But if you buy something for 500 and you sold it for 300, just because let's say you bought that Pennywise for 500, and now Pennywise is still widely available for on Hot Toys, version. And then now you're selling it for like 300, you're taking 200 loss, and you still couldn't sell it.
Yeah. That's the problem. We don't know the aftermarket. We don't know what's going on. They're not numbered pieces. I think, in my opinion, if I'm InArt and I would have said, hey, I want to go and compete, but I want to make premium prices. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to number these pieces. I'm going to number the figures. They're not even numbered because guess what? They can reissue, and they said they will. You know what I mean? Reissue.
So that exclusivity factor, like or whatever you call that, it might not even exist. And now, not only are you competing with the aftermarket, like okay, let's say that Batman came out, you pre-ordered it, you paid for it, you got it. It was like, all right, it's not as good as I thought it would be. Let me go ahead and sell it. You're not just competing with other people selling InArt, but now you're competing with Hot Toys, the brand new Batman Hot Toys, which is cheaper to begin with. Now you gotta be like on that price or a little bit lower, or in between. We don't know yet. I mean, they might be, the next sliced bread for all we know, but it's just hard to
it's funny.
invest. Yeah.
Because when I talked to John, we were on Mafia stream, and everybody was like, yeah, you should make more horror figures. And, they're really unique. And I said, you guys need to stop. No one's going to buy $500 X figure. Pennywise is barely moving. Can you imagine some figure from like the fucking 90s that no one remembers? Like, no, bro, no one cares. Like, let's just call it what it is. You know what I mean? And the thing with InArt, right? If you wanted to be exclusive and sell these prices, you gotta number these pieces, and they didn't. They're not. And I think their pieces are gonna sit. Like, the Joker. if the Joker sits once it releases, I don't give a fuck what they make. I am pre-ordering it because it's like, well, if the Joker's sitting, why am I worried about this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I told him, yo, John, I was like, you're selling a $500 Gandalf at that moment. I was like, but Asmund is selling it for like $300.
Mhm.
It's like, you know what I mean? I was like, $200. I don't know if that's worth it, you
I
know.
know.
And I think that's you know what I mean. So, at least
We
not
will.
for the person who loves, you know, collecting, but you gotta really love fucking Gandalf. You know what I mean to get that figure.
Yeah.
So
Especially like what they're suggesting horror. If Hot Toys can sell this thing for $200, what makes them think that they would sell more for double the price because it has rooted hair? Let's just be honest.
yeah,
Like
no,
people are freaked out with this clown. I mean, this is not a bad looking figure. In art, arguably is better. You know, like a bit better tailoring, head sculpt, and all that. This has a better base. There's a better accessories. I'm not saying this is overall better than in art. In art should be better because it's twice as much. With that being said,
right.
with that being said, if Hot Toys can't move this for this price, in art's gonna have trouble moving that for
You,
twice the price.
you know, there is a you know, at one point a loss of diminishing returns, right? So you're
Yeah,
like, okay, well, Hasbro figure is going to be $50. Cool, and it's $50 and it looks like crap. But then now a $200 figure is going to be 4 times better. Yes. But at one point, a certain price, and then the new one that comes out is based on the new price, it can only get better marginally. So
right,
like,
right.
well, the 260 to $500 price, we might see a 10 or 20% improvement from 500 to $1,000. Like, let's say if J&D was to do it, maybe we only see like a 5% improvement. There's only so much improvement from the as you jump. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
We'll see.
that's gonna be.
I mean, not only the prices or the figure itself, but the aftermarket. Like how, because we in Hot Toys, it's easy to flip. You know, you get
Right.
one, you hate it,
Yeah.
and not hate it, but you let's say you moved on from that figure. It's easy to dispose it. You take a loss, fine, cool, whatever. You know, I eat $40, $50, lost 60. I enjoyed it, whatever. Would that be the case for in art? You know, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, it
That's
is.
gonna be.
We'll
Yeah.
see. Because I want them to. I want them to thrive. I want them to be a real competition, but it doesn't feel that way for now. Like it does. I mean,
Right.
any momentum. We're not even talking about in art anymore since Hot Toys drop all this heat. You know, like this RoboCop
Right.
and Mark III and all that stuff. For like Mark III as a diecast with the amazing head sculpt, light up features, and all that stuff is the same price basically, or $40 more than Pennywise, than their
Yeah.
Pennywise.
And you look at the Batman, it was like $510 with all the accessories, the Batman, and then the it came with the light or whatever, the bat signal. Yeah, I think let's see what NR does. Because if NR comes out and they give us fucking paper again or some fucking keychain for $550, be like, bro, get out of here with that.
Like,
Well, I don't like. I think the Hot Toy version is okay based on what I've seen and the pictures I've seen from NR. That one picture looked pretty good.
yeah,
I'm still not gonna pick NR unless like, why would I spend $550 to get paper or a keychain or whatever, right? It's like they better give us some really good things because Hot Toys already given us a lot for 510. You know,
yeah,
so
yeah. We'll see.
we'll
Only
see.
time would tell, especially for those Batman who we know there's going to be another Batman. Do you really want to invest like $600-700 to a
I
suit
mean,
that's going to be
it
replaced?
depends. I mean, it depends, right? Because okay, so let's say the NR Batman, Bruce Wayne, and the Batman is $1,000. Cool, it's 1,000. But they give us a lot of. Let's say they give us no accessories, hypothetically, right? Okay, but then the hot toy, you can spend 510
With
plus
a
$300 to get the Bat Pod. You're at $800, $200 less still than the NR, and you're getting all these accessories, the bat signal, the bat, and a fucking motorcycle for less. It's like, dude, you better be competitive and give us a ton of accessories and a ton of things to be like, okay, it makes sense. But if it doesn't, it's gonna be hard.
Dude, I think they overestimated what they could do because of the Joker release. Because people are clamoring for Joker. Because the only Joker, the last Joker was DX11. So even Hot Toys people wanted a Joker. Even Hot Toys people was like, oh my god, thank God we got a Joker. Because what is your option? Is to buy Joker on eBay for $900 at that point. So now InArt gave you an alternative. It was like, hey, you know what? Instead of spending $900, here you go. So people will be like, that makes sense. I'd rather give you $900 than buy a 10-year-old figure from Hot Toys. Makes perfect
Yeah.
sense. Not for this Batman though. Not for this Batman.
No. I talked to John and I was like, you guys, we were talking about, things, and we were like, look, man, I feel like if you guys are going to charge this much, it's fine if you're competing with the aftermarket prices. An example would be if the
Yes.
DeLorean, the Mark One, is $2,000 on eBay, and you guys can make a brand new one for diecast for $1,200. You're
There you go.
competing now,
You would,
or
yes.
the Batflick is $500, and you can make a new one with leather and rooted hair for $550. Now it makes sense, but it
Right.
just doesn't
Right.
make sense to have those prices if the item is in stock from Asmus or 3-0 or Hot Toys. You're not going to do very well. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. We'll see. Again, like I want them to succeed, but all the strategies so far is questionable. Like you said, if you're competing with aftermarket, that's what they did with the Joker. They're competing with aftermarket DX11, which they won. Obviously, you should win. You're an idiot if you choose a DX11 from eBay right now, knowing that Inart exists. If you still buy the used DX11, I don't know what to tell you. But however, like that Batman was just like, I'll wait and see, man. Like I don't know.
exactly. That's what that's my point. Because you have to look at it and say, if I spend roughly $850, I can get the Batman, the Bat Signal, the accessories, and the Bat Pod for $850. NR ends up being $1,000, and they don't come with no accessories. I'm like, dude, you're kind of messing up on that one. You know what I mean? I'll rather spend $200 and get more, or $200. I'll rather spend $200 less and get more. So I think we have to wait and see. I think someone said, is J&D going to be higher than NR? It's 100%. But hopefully J&D is seeing all this and they're like, fuck this. We're going to stay statues. You know what I mean? Hopefully they don't get
like, God damn, it's too toxic out there.
Yeah, no,
I don't want to dip my toes in there. That's some grown ass man playing with dolls. But dude, all right, man, it was fun. It's been fun, man. It's like I didn't even notice we're in 2 hours. But hey, are you gonna be here? You're gonna be at Will's tomorrow?
No, I think Kiko's gonna be there.
Oh, Kiko's gonna be there. All right. So you're gonna be there Sunday? Anything that you're doing this weekend or something?
Sunday I may be with Will. It depends. I may actually go watch the Thor movie this weekend. If I don't watch it this weekend, I would just wait until it comes out on Disney Plus at that point.
So you want to dip your toes, man. All right, so guys, thank you for joining us. It's been fun. I was supposed to talk about like summer exclusive, but we just talked about Hot Toys and all that stuff. So always when we get Carlos in here, it'll be spicy. So man, thank you for joining me. Everyone, have a good night. We'll see you next time.